The people here today on this stream, so glad to have them. We got SBTCG Christian Jarbacker on your bottom.
Hello.
I've known this guy since he was like 5. Actually, I haven't known this guy since. I've known.
I mean, you have known me ever since you have become an adult, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, that's true. This guy fucking. Dude, we used to have deep 1 a.m. calls about girls and school and yeah. Anyways,
1 a.m. your time or his time?
Both actually. We used to get into these like really cringe like 12-hour calls, man. Next up, above Chris, it's SBTCG Patrick. The third newest. We have a lot of new players this year. Yeah, Patrick. It's SBTCG Patrick Garrity. Yeah, what's up, man?
Not much. Thanks for having me.
Not much.
It's good to be here with everyone. So.
And above him is no name. Like who cares about this guy, dude? This guy got second once at Nats, and then he got. And that's actually it. I don't think he's ever done anything else. What's up, Tom?
Dude, I carried your ass in 2 trios wins.
True.
Both times
You
you were
was
playing.
kind of heavy.
Oh wait, no, I didn't. No, I didn't even carry. I didn't even play with you one of those times.
Yeah, so it doesn't count, man. So that's you. And then we got 2 more people. They didn't want to turn their cams on. One is because one guy's literally at work right now, and the other guy, I don't know. He is his room might be a little bit suspect.
Yeah, I'm kind of a degen.
So that's SBTCG Broderick, from the Midwest, right? I don't even know where you're from in the U.S.
Chicago.
Chicago. So and lastly, the youngest and the new. Oh my God, my alarm! I apologize, chat. The youngest and the newest. So young. So you all know we're keeping this stream PG-13 because the guy's not even 18 yet. SBTCG Yumin Kim, my favorite. Honestly, none of you guys are as treasured to me as Yumin Kim.
I've always been the hated child of this since I joined the team, so it's okay.
The youngest child is usually the one who gets the most attention, so.
True.
Yeah.
Yumin, daddy.
I was yes.
Yeah, Yumin is actually kind of quiet.
Don't call me daddy, please.
I didn't
No.
call you daddy, bro.
Boost his volume.
Boost his volume? I'm down.
Should I just talk a bit louder then? Is this okay?
Yeah, it's better. I think.
Yeah, okay.
He's literally at work though.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining, man. Daddy is proud of you. Daddy's very proud. Anyways. I probably won't be able to keep up with chat too well. I have to talk and do stuff. So if there's anything, one of these guys are probably reading chat. But yeah, so we are doing a English tier list. People call tier list shitty content. I tend to agree, but it's way more fun when you get to do it with friends, you know? Unfortunately, I'm not doing it with any friends, so it's gonna be very shitty for me.
It's also like
Wow.
3 a.m. for me in classic top tier tiers cast fashion, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting.
We're gonna try to keep it kind of serious. Try to give you guys some insight, some information.
That's a good. Nice one, dude.
Huh?
What?
Nice.
Kind
job.
of serious. Yeah. Imagine
That
you
was
wait.
actually, dude, that was funny. Dude, that was funny. You made it funny, dude.
Dude, you're so
Leon,
cringe,
why the
bro.
fuck are you still awake?
So, anyways, yeah. So hopefully this can provide some insight. You can screenshot our tier list by the end of it. If we need to make new divisions, we will. This is for power. It's not a tier list on like something like waifus or anything. This is literally for English power level. Post. You guys want to do it post the Slime 2 and Sao 2 release? Because technically those are the same. They're gonna be the same characters on it. So we can actually do it all the way as far as that and Fate 2, right?
We
I mean,
know-
I'm not sure
we
if people have tested like Slime and Sao.
We went off the
That-
card.
I thought we were gonna cut it out.
We know the cards. Yeah, you said up until Kaguya. I mean,
who
probably
cares?
fine to do it with Sao,
Fearless,
but
dude.
sure. Yeah.
Not scary. It's not like set in stone. Let's
Yeah,
just.
I was gonna say we have like the 2 main builds that are coming out from Slime at this point, so I'm pretty sure we could at least assume That those are the two main builds for the set.
Okay. To be honest, I don't think the new set really changes Slime's placement much.
True.
So
Yes.
it makes
Okay.
it better, but it doesn't make it better enough to like be like better than it already is significantly, to where it would jump at tier or
By the way, Ryan's in the chat agreeing that Slime 2 sucks. I don't believe you, Ryan. Shout out to SBTCG Ryan. Anyways, let's get straight into it. I don't want to delay this any further, boys. Get all your friends into the Twitch chat. Let's make this huge. Starting off, we got Angel Beats.
Wait, we're starting like we're doing it like that. Let's just.
How do you want to do it? How do you want to do it?
I mean, we can do it like that.
Can we make like a separate
do it like
sheet that's,
that?
irrelevant?
How do you want to do it, Tom?
Yeah, no. I think these just doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So should we filter out the
Oh,
D's
yeah, let's
first?
just do it in alphabetical order then. Whatever.
Yeah, let's just do alphabetical. Like D doesn't matter.
I mean, we could go
It's a
quickly
D.
browse through.
It's a D.
So I'm just gonna
D
give the
tier.
D. I'm just gonna give the D to everything I think deserves the D. Okay. So you get the D. You get the D. If you guys disagree with me, let me know. You get the D.
He is D.
Block Horizon.
This guy.
Hold up, I can't even see
Horizon.
anything here. Who gets the D? I think maybe you don't get the D.
Kill.
Why is there two freaking
Kill a
things
kill.
here? Why is there?
Monogatari.
Why does this
Distinguish
happen?
between Magia record builds and
Okay, this
No, we
gets the
just
D.
use one Madoka. It's like pointless to differentiate.
I actually don't think this gets the D, by the way.
No, Log Horizon is garbage.
dude, it's D.
Dude,
It has
dude,
no
add
level
T-Verb.
one
No,
combo.
Okay,
no,
hey, chill.
no, D. Just you wait. Don't.
Dude,
Alright.
bro.
You get the D.
D for don't.
Gaia?
Monogatari. This guy.
I
Fairy
can't even
Tail?
see Monogatari, bro.
Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail gets-
Review.
Wait, what?
Nick-
That's-
Review's not
that's-
D. Wait, Review's not D,
Wait.
dude.
Review
what?
isn't that
Wait.
bad.
Dude,
I mean, compared to like.
we're making
Rubbish
this like
D-tier.
a relevant decks, and Review is nowhere near relevant. Sure, Review is better
it's
than
not
like the other
trash.
D tier sets, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, it's not. We can. Sure.
I don't know,
I would
Christian.
put. I would
I mean,
honestly. I would
Relevant
think. Okay, so I would personally think Review is closer to a C than D, so
Yeah,
I
I would
wouldn't
agree.
group it with the current titles that we're putting in D.
Okay, but do we
Review's like
care
a
about
C.
making like the last tier like relevant, or do we just like care about making like a solid list of like decks? Okay, these decks you can bring to a tournament and actually think you're not trolling, because if you're bringing Review, you're like trolling.
All right,
Are
dude.
you-
Wouldn't that be
Dude,
D?
This is
I
a
mean,
this is
you're-
your
yeah,
quote,
but
by the
you're
way,
less-
kid. This is a Christian quote. Like 2 months ago, Christian lost $100 because he said Review is better. Set 1 Review is better than Hina Logic Set 1. So this fucking guy's like pretty fucking cringe right now. Like, dude, this guy literally said Set 1 Review is better than Sao too. Like Kun,
Yeah,
SBTCG,
it would have been.
Dude.
It would have been better.
You fucking,
But-
dude, get the fuck out of here, bro. You just been fucking
got
caught,
Kamaz.
man.
No, I mean it's better than. If it was Hina Logic 1 here, I would also put Hina Logic 1 in D. I would also put Miku in D. Like,
Wait, Miku
I would
in
also
D?
put.
So
Yeah.
to put my idea in, or to say what I'm thinking, I don't think we can put a set that has modern day tools in it in the same tier as the one we are doing right now. Review has modern set tools. I don't think it belongs in D tier. It
Not
doesn't
even that.
belong much higher, but it doesn't belong in D.
I just delete this
Sure,
Madoka.
just put
I'm
it
gonna
in
put
C
this
then.
here for the purpose that it's a dupe. Okay, I'm gonna put it here because it's a dupe technically.
Sure.
Like again, I want to preface this as well, boys, that I don't care if there's multiple builds because I think we're gonna talk assuming the maybe best or the 2 best builds in the set, and that's how we're gonna review it. So something like a Madoka and a Magia record, that division is just irrelevant. Is this guy a D, guys?
Yeah.
But Dean, man. Shoutouts to Burn One, Dean was not. Alright, feels bad.
Is there something else? I think that's like fine for D. Excel World is D. Right. Oh no, never mind. It's probably
like
D
C
if
tier.
you put.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I guess sure, that's fine. Then we can do alphabetical order now.
Did we clear everything? What do you guys think about Nisekoi? Patrick said something about modern
Oh.
tools. Nisekoi, doesn't it have modern
PDF
tools?
not D.
Huh?
Is PDF not D?
I think PDF is D. I did say Miku, but is
It's
isn't
like
Miku
D.
already in D?
It's not in D yet.
Oh, okay.
People
I think
can
you can
take
put Miku in D.
people can take this deck, play the Soundless Voice deck into tournaments, and it will stomp people in the Swiss rounds. No?
It'll stomp, but you
Uh-huh.
have to high roll with it.
Yeah,
This is like-
it's
which is the
huge
huge
we're,
issue.
we're not like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You
I
want
don't
to test
think
that
it's
theory
not
next
like-
English tournament, dude?
Dude, I'll
Dude,
play. Yo,
Soundless Voice doesn't even have a
Wait,
like
wait. Bet.
selective plussing brainstorm.
Okay, if I go at least X2 at the Springfest shit with Project
You
Diva.
have to make top cut. You have to make
No,
top
what the?
cut.
I can't make top cut with this shit.
What? You just said it'll stop people in Swiss, bro.
Well, that's true. Broderick is here.
Yeah.
Does Prilia stay in D tier? Broderick?
Isn't Prilia S tier?
That's true.
In my hands, oh yeah, but like everyone else, it's like D tier.
Dude,
True.
All right, so it's
Sure.
a D, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, we have to take it in an average situation.
But I'm the only Prilia player, so
This is probably not
Well,
D, right?
I do play a lot of Prilia, but I don't know
Why?
the English card.
What sets? I don't even remember what cards are available for that.
It's up to all the OG Love Live
Everything
cards.
except
It's
the
up
last
to the
one of
movie
the
set.
promos.
Love Live.
No
it has,
promo?
Honestly, Love Live is probably D if you play.
No
it has
promo.
a bunch of utility,
No
good combo at one. I just think it's missing like the explosive end game.
Wait, so no 6th anniversary set.
Correct.
Yeah, and no
Like D,
like sleeve promos.
Then it's just D.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's
I
stock
would
swap.
put
There's
it-
Fumio stock swap, but
Yeah.
it has nothing that it can use with Fumio and stock swap except for vanilla attacks.
It's.
All right,
pretty low
boys.
C. It's be like the bottom of C though.
All right, that's
It's
our
definitely
first.
not as bad. It's definitely not as bad as these other D decks. So.
True.
Dude,
true.
I think a good threshold for C is having like a self-tap selective brainstorm.
But it does.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
does it?
It does.
Yeah.
Salvage.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has self-search brainstorm.
This guy doesn't even know
Sure,
any
okay.
fucking cards. What a fuck.
It also has an actual level 1 combo and an actual level 3 combo, unlike more than half of these decks in D.
Sure.
All right. Okay, so guys, now that we got all D's nuts out of the way. Okay, this can be in D2 by the way, because it's like, it's a duplicate, right? There's like, Christian, does this matter? It's like
a lot
pretty
of
big duplicate.
duplicates.
But this is not a real duplicate because these are actually 3 distinctive decks.
Sure.
I'll just put the duplicate here. You guys, okay, can I put the duplicate somewhere else? Okay, I can't put that here. I'm just gonna leave
Put
it
them
here.
next to each other, right?
Sure,
Or
sure, sure.
Whatever. who cares?
Whatever. Well, guys, you see
Or
these?
you can make a new row for duplicates. Just add a row.
Yeah, I think a
Oh.
row for duplicate is fine.
We'll do that
Or
later.
just don't place them. It doesn't matter.
So,
Yeah, or just don't place them.
if you guys want to play these in tournaments, that be my guess to do that. But you'd probably be better off using your time to mine Bitcoin or something, because 8-hour tournament playing one of these decks, that's just an FF
Wait.
angle.
Wait,
So-
it's Dogecoin now, not Bitcoin.
True. Dogecoin. To the moon.
So yeah, just if you play these decks, just FF. I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt your feelings, boys, but that's what it seems like. Okay, now we can go in order, right? I think.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
AT S tier, right?
No, but I think AT is pretty underrated. I think
Like
AT
AT.
can go in A tier.
Let's talk about this, boys. Have you guys watched the stream where I fucking demolish everyone with 8 standby AT?
Yeah, but I haven't seen you win a single game against me with it, so.
Same.
I don't even play you guys. You guys are not good enough for me to even consider playing you.
Says the guy who's still completely defeated to me in tournament play.
Cringe.
Lol.
Wait, Patrick, what do you
Like
think?
W.
I mean, not Patrick. Broderick, what do you think?
It's A tier. You got a bunch of utility at 0. You got like 3 different level 1 combos to choose from. You got some good end game, and I don't know. It's just like a solid deck through and through. I don't think it's like busted or anything, but it's like A tier.
A tier. Everyone seems to be
I think the
saying.
level 3 is like one of the closest things to busted we have in English. The rest of the deck isn't as great, but it's serviceable enough to get you to a point where you can like basically just close out games. Which will win you. Like, there's no real deck here that has any counterplay against your finisher except for like maybe Konosuba. And even that's like questionable because you can still easily do double combo against them and kill them from like a really low range.
Have you guys? Dude, this isn't even results-oriented thinking, dude. I fucking know this 8 standby deck is the best deck in the game. I just know. Like, you guys, like, what the? Okay, you guys are talking. You're not even talking about the 8 standby deck. You guys are talking about like choice finishers and shit.
The 8 standby deck is actual dog shit. Sorry. 8 standby deck can go in like B tier. It's not dog shit, but it's also just, it has like the same issues other 8 standby decks have.
Alright, you know what?
I think overall we can just say Adventure Time is A. I think there's like a lot of like meta counterplay potential with the Demon Blood Sword event. Because standby is like getting into the meta and you have like an absurd finisher. Early game has enough issues to where the deck doesn't become oppressive, but it also just doesn't become bad. It's just solid.
If we're putting it in A tier, I'd consider it towards the lower end for what other titles are available, but I could understand it being an A tier.
I mean, I think I'm like the only AT top for now, for like because there haven't
online
really been any tournament.
Oh, there hasn't been any tournaments with like AOT out. I mean, Adventure Time out there.
Yeah, it was only like the Ian tournament, and I don't know, was there any other big English tournament?
Alright, sure. A tier.
UA is absolutely molding right now.
Yeah.
A tier's fine, dude. You know, it's okay. If everyone keeps thinking 8 standby AT isn't the best deck, I'ma fucking destroy all your
Hey,
asses.
UA.
I'm not even.
What's up?
UA.
What's up?
Use
Just
Kevin's
play it at
thing.
BSF.
Use Kevin's tier list?
Yeah.
Is it a substantial
This is-
upgrade?
Yes. It has labels.
Link it to me, link it to me.
I just linked it to you.
Let's find this.
Wait. There's no Kaguya in here. Never mind. Wait, is there Kaguya in this one? There's no Kaguya. Never mind.
UA is
Dude,
very
Chad-
biased.
Kevin-
I'm not.
Yeah.
Yo,
Ch-
I'm
Chad
not.
is
Bro,
actually
I'm okay. Shut the
right
fuck
for
up,
once.
Christian. I am not biased. I fucking okay. Look, I've played this fucking game for so many fucking years. I can tell when a deck is just better than all the decks. This deck is fucking
No, you
broken. It
can't.
has fucking
Dude,
insane.
you know
tools.
what deck you said this for? Like Excel World?
Dude, I did not say that. I was just joking. It was just a Jodan, bro. Not being serious.
It was not a showdown when you said Excel World is better than Kisniver, until you had to admit that Kisniver was in fact better.
I never admitted that either, dude. You're actually fucking gaslighting me, bro. Fucking gas. What the fuck? Chad, you see this right now? See this kind of abuse? Dude, I'm actually not Maldi. Like, I know 8 standby is the best deck in the game. These guys just don't believe me. It's okay. It can stay in A. I'm gonna fucking rip your ass apart, Christian.
Like I don't think like okay, AT should be an A, but I don't think like 8 standby is as bad as people say. It's pretty good.
How
I'm
about
gonna say that.
Well,
I think
move on.
the main thing
eight
is-
standby is yeah,
if
8
I'm
standby
playing
is, like,
8
the best
standby-
iteration of AT.
Rod?
bro?
If I'm playing 8 standby AT, why aren't I just playing 8 standby Dell? Isn't that just the better 8 standby deck?
Because 8
Yes.
standby AT is better than 8 standby. Bro, the Ice
Why?
King is
No, it
so broken,
Why is
bro.
it better?
Dude, okay, hear me out, brother. Hear me out, brother.
I'm listening.
So you have a brainstorm that's a 500 assist, right? So you kind of like blank. You're always permanently 500 over everything. You know, Dow, their threes are 10-5. All of the threes are 10-5. Without even the twos, they're 10-5. AT's threes, the 3-2 healer is 11. So it's always 500 over. When you start matching like assist to assist, power to power, you're just always 500 power over Dow.
That's wrong.
Involving
It's
counters.
healer?
updated. It's updated,
That-
by the way. UA.
that's
So-
wrong.
What's updated?
What healer are you talking about?
The Marceline 3-2. It's
Okay.
literally
Oh,
not
To
wrong.
be fair,
That's at level 3.
Level 3, but you have also the Ice King 2-1, bro. So you have Ice King
UA.
2-1. Your 1-1s are gonna be bigger. No, like I've played this matchup infinite times. I've literally played this matchup so many times. Your cards are just bigger. period than Dal's.
Hey UA, can we put out multiple comments on this because there is high counterplay in Dal available?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
The 1/1 swapper Adachi absolutely destroys that matchup. Your standby board doesn't matter if it's larger. The 1/1 just swaps in front of your target, and now you lose board or you lose damage, and you lose board the next turn. On top of that, the brainstorm that you said for assist 500 doesn't matter either when Dal's brainstorm bounces to give 1000 cross turn to a lane. Your 500 power is now 500 lower than the character in front of it. So
Yeah, but that's if they slam
your
climax.
2 points, the
And
2
Ice
points
King?
that you brought up are actually invalidated just by those two
Dude,
cards
it's,
alone.
what are you smoking, bro? I actually am not high at all. I don't smoke weed anymore. I quit fucking doing drugs 2 years ago, and you're fucking high as fuck, bro. If you play a stab and you summon the Ice King, your whole field gets fucking 1500 global. I'm fucking molding, bro. Fuck this. We can leave it at A.
Wait. Switch to Kevin's.
Hey, well, link me, bro.
I already linked it to you.
Wibbs is right.
Who is
AP sucks.
actually
Thanks
just
for coming
high?
to my TED talk. I like that.
Target will stop selling Pokemon cards in stores, citing employee safety.
Ryan, you need to stop taking your copium. AT is still gonna be better than slime.
Wait, that is a
Okay, hold up. Let's I have this new one here. Sorry, chat. Let's put the garbage stuff back to the garbage place.
Yeah, everything's labeled now too.
Shout outs to
shout outs to Kilo Kevin.
From what? Wild Weiss?
Wild Weiss. Thank you so much. He actually literally updated this just now, so thank you.
It's pretty good.
You're the best.
What else?
You got
Kill a
Fairy
kill.
Tail?
Fairy Tale.
I do not see Fairy Tail. Oh, I see
FT.
FT. Just go by alphabet. It's not that difficult.
Lucy, yeah.
What am I missing?
OG Love Life?
Miku, right?
Miku's here.
OG Love Life.
No, you already had Miku.
I think
Log
that-
Horizon.
Log Horizon.
Log Horizon.
Log Horizon. Yeah.
What about Love Live? OG Love Live.
You put it in C, right? Yeah, just put it
Yeah,
in
we
C.
put it in C. Well, like that's kind of out of order, I guess.
All right,
But that's fine.
boys. I'm okay with, again, I don't want to make this too much about me.
All right,
Bro.
A tier.
Bro.
Let's move on.
Put it in
A.
A.
Just put
Bro.
it in A.
Nobody
put it
gives
in
a
A.
fuck about NC anymore. Just
Put it
in
in
A.
there already.
Guys.
Dude, I knew I should have been the one to control this.
Yeah,
thing.
Tom, what were you even thinking? Holy shit. This guy's gonna make everything cringe.
Wait, is there a way I can do this? Just stream my stream.
No, we're not gonna switch now. Just get UA to stop
No.
fucking around.
No. He can have the same exact setup, except he can just watch what I'm streaming.
We'll do it for
No,
the
I
next
have to
one.
change a couple things. It's not worth it. I'm too lazy for that.
Just
by the
use
way,
log me
Bakemono
into UA's
Gallery
computer.
still goes in D.
All right. Oh yeah. Hold up. I need to. Okay, you guys can. Let's talk about AOT now. Okay.
Okay, OT. A tier.
Yeah, A tier.
Probably.
It has a good
Actually,
level 1
okay.
combo.
So
It has
how
a
are we
good-
how are we gonna structure this? Because if we put AOT in A tier now, there's gonna be like 8 A tier decks or 9 A tier decks.
Well, it isn't like any
that
deck
fine?
A tier.
Well,
viable.
we can reorganize it later.
Sure,
Don't worry
sure.
about
Put
that
it in
right
A
now.
tier for now. Sure.
Put it in A tier. We're just
Sure.
getting the litmus.
It's a good deck still. It's definitely like viable. to
Probably
play.
probably
Okay.
lower end of A tier, I would say.
So we're just gonna do the list for now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Uh,
Poker for
tier.
probably C.
B tier.
That's B.
I think
I
it's
think
B
it's
tier.
B, dude. I think it's B. I think it's definitely C.
no.
It's still definitely
Okay, I
C.
think we need another tier. I think there's like because there's definitely there's decks I want to put in B that I would not put on the same level as.
Can
the
you make like
Poker
a A plus tier?
There's a range, bro.
There's a range, bro. Like.
for- Sure, then put BD in B.
Wait, we forgot to put
Yep.
Monogatari in D.
Oh.
It's
The
the
very
next one.
beginning. Yeah.
This.
Wait, why is Bang Dream B? Is Bang Dream actually B?
Yeah,
Penguin's
yes,
A.
definitely
yes.
not A.
Penguin's
High
like
B.
low of A.
I think it's
High
like
B,
high
low
B,
A.
low A. Yeah.
We can talk about it later.
I
You
don't
guys, you
think
guys
it's
want to
close
put
to
the.
low A.
You guys want to
Batman
put the
Ninja.
shit onto the list, right? So let's put the shit onto the list.
C,
C.
C. Card capture also C.
Dallas probably has. At the moment.
Yeah.
No,
Dallas
I
has.
would not put Dell in S.
I would not put that one S either.
Okay.
A. Like,
Alright,
I wouldn't
alright.
even put it in top of A, to be honest.
I
And
would
I
put-
think there's
Go.
nothing that supports Dell being
I
in S.
don't care, Christian. I just want to put the shit on the fucking list, bro.
Oh, why
FGOB.
the rush? Why the rush you, eh?
Because
You
uh,
still
FGOB.
upset?
Tom said that he wants the shit on the list first, and then we talk about it after.
Well.
Yeah, sure. FGOB.
Yeah,
We
I
can, we
mean,
can,
like,
we can argue it after.
I just.
Wait, actually, this is stupid, Tom. Why are we doing it this way?
No. I didn't mean it that way. I just meant like Christian just started talking about. What did Christian say that caused me to say that?
AOT being in A is like makes it difficult to like the power discrepancies
Just-
within the
We'll
tier
just,
and
we'll
very
just
large
keep
tiers.
talking about the sets, and so we add them to
Sure.
A, and then at the end, if we decide, oh, there are too many A tier decks, we should think about moving some. We can do that. So let's just back up for a second.
Okay.
Yes. I mean,
Take it out
does
of
anybody-
face value.
Does anybody really want to talk? Let's talk. Does anybody really want to talk about Apocrypha, Bang Dream, Excel World, Batman Ninja, or Part
yeah.
Factor Sakura? Okay.
I want to
Alright.
talk about Bang Dream.
All right. Let's go.
Like, I think Bang Dream is like bottom A or like really high B because
Hmm.
it has like 5 sets in English, so it has a huge card pool. You got a bunch of utility. You got several finishers, and
But
like
the
I,
mid game is always weak, right? To some degree.
It's like
Either your
fine.
selection sucks, or it's inconsistent, or if you're playing 8 standby, you don't have a good level 0 suite to take advantage of. There's always something missing from BD.
yeah, like level 2, it kind of like teeters off a bit because you don't have a really good level 2 play. But other than that, I think like the deck's really good.
Which deck? Like 8 standby, like Pants standby?
I think both of them are good. I think the Pants standby is good because you got the level 1 combo. That's if you have the event, it's pretty selective. And
I mean,
then
pretty selective. It still just picks from the top 3, right? It's not really.
yeah. But you
Right.
get the best out of the top 3.
But there's also the bar gate build with custom Oka.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with that deck is the Christmas, like you can't really get the event into your bin properly to like make sure the
Yeah.
Christmas Kasumi gets the event, and the Fever combo obviously struggles against like anything standby related.
Yeah.
All right, so IB, I'm down.
I'm down for high B.
Yeah, we can just leave it there.
And then the C's I think are perfectly fine.
I
You know,
mean, I think
after
Excel
playing
World-
after
is
playing
fine.
Batman Ninja forcefully on stream, I actually think the 3-4 event's really good. But fuck that deck, dude. Holy shit. $30,000 loss. I'm down. I'm down to even hear this shit. DCS is better than BNJ and Excel World probably.
Yeah, probably.
Anyone disagree
yeah,
with that?
it's a solid deck.
I think
CCS is functional.
wait, Tom, do you really agree that
Excel
Excel
World
World is
and
C? We've
Batman.
both actually played this deck,
Barely.
right?
Maybe not. Maybe it's D. One of them.
Wait,
Yeah.
what
I
the
mean, like,
fuck?
Maybe bottom C. I mean, it's like low C, right?
I thought it would be. I was actually trying to insinuate B, bro.
I think it's like
Oh.
mid B.
No, Excel World is definitely not in B. It's like
I don't think
it's
in
definitely
D.
worse than card capture.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Can
What?
someone so chat says, can someone convince me Batman Ninja is better than all the D tier decks? You know, he makes a valid point. There are some D tier decks here that I would play over Batman.
Which one? Which one?
Diva? I'd play Diva over Batman. I'd play
I
Niseko
think
over
Crush
Batman.
Cabbage said Nisekoi is also better. Than
Yes,
Batman.
I would
I
play
wouldn't. I would not play either of those decks over Batman.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, we've reached an impasse, boys.
Yeah, we just do
Wow.
majority vote, right?
We reached an impasse.
What?
I'm down to D this shit.
Yeah.
I'm down to give this the D.
Dude,
You can be
Batman
high-
has
I
a
mean, put him
tap
high,
self
dude.
brainstorm. Batman has a tap self brainstorm.
Dude, Diva
So-
has a tap self draw brainstorm, bro.
It doesn't have an
Tap
end game.
self selective.
Diva doesn't have an end game.
Yeah,
That is
man.
true.
etc.
True. I mean, okay, sure. Sure. I think this might be an over-exaggeration. Batman, I think objectively, people probably, if you wanted to be more objective, you probably hate Batman over Nisekoi and Diva, actually. Like, if you had to actually lay them out. Because I've actually had the pleasure of playing this deck. I don't think many of you actually played it. I think Broad did. The deck's not that bad. It has 0 hand fix, though. 0. Absolutely 0. How does that feel?
It has a tap self brainstorm, which is more than Nisekoi and fucking Project Diva can say. So.
Dude, people say June makes it look S tier. The guy like won the first game. Like, he demolished the first game and then proceeded to lose the next like 5 games or something with it. Like, how does that look S? Well,
yeah, you
He
got
means
the
ass
one
like
outlier.
ass, like the body part.
oh, okay, sure. Let's talk about FGO then, guys. Okay. Well, actually, we should talk about this A positioning. But you don't want to put Dal in S tier. Who first?
No.
Everyone who didn't want to put it in S. Let's talk about this.
Sure.
Okay.
Is there anything
better-
at all that would
Oh,
put
sorry.
Dal, that would make you put Dal into S tier? Because it can't be results, right? Because the one tournament we have, Dal like colossally tanked it.
Yeah, but it's European players. Like, I don't want to be BM.
No,
but
it was
your region
American
sucks.
players and Australian players.
Yeah, but the Australian
was
players
like-
didn't have Dal yet because it was the first weekend and it takes time to ship there. But the European, your European player base average is horrible at this game.
Okay, America has consistently done worse, but okay.
We can't go by just one tournament results. So
Yeah, no, that's fine, but like you can't say that like Dal has good results or whatever.
No one
because
was
that's just
saying
not true.
Dal had good results, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it for content, bro. Guys,
No
I'm a
one
nice
was-
guy. It's just for the content, bro.
This is also for content.
Just for the content, bro. I'm not.
Sarcasm
this
is for content, dude.
out of line, but
Out-
he has a point. Out of Christian, like, you gotta defend your region, but I just think honestly your region has some pretty high players.
Wait, is this gonna be a region tier list now? Is this a region tier list? I'm down. Pivot into a region tier list. We go on a world map and we stick a letter on.
Christian, I don't want to
Oh,
be this
country.
BM
He
though.
himself has won more worlds than America.
Who?
Riaz alone has won more worlds than America.
I mean,
Riaz is America. What are you talking about?
No, but like that's one player, right?
Yeah, he's our player base. What are you talking about?
dude, that's like saying.
yeah, all
I
right.
don't know
We
what
need
to tell you, dude.
AOT in the S tier.
I think Human should talk about AOT. He recently won a
Yeah,
tournament with
yeah,
it.
yeah,
He
yeah.
won the tournament that Dal did not
AOT
place top 8 at all. Congrats, by the
Like
way.
I actually played 3 Dals in the tournament, and all of them sucked.
Uh-oh.
It's, so if I
don't even
can,
think it's a deck problem; it's a player problem. Like at
Yeah,
that point, because like Dal should be played slow, and most of the players I faced against, they play really aggressive.
and this goes back to the idea that the English player base doesn't know how to properly play standby decks. They're still figuring it out. It's gonna take them a while to figure it out, but until they do, it's very easy to abuse them.
Christian, you look pensive. What do you think? You seem to.
Dude, I mean you can throw whatever you want, say players haven't figured the deck out yet, whatever. The deck isn't that hard to play. There's a bunch of people that can play the deck to at least a semi-competent level, and just because you say, yeah, you have to play Dal slow or whatever, if you play Dal slow, you can still get punished. There's still like obvious weaknesses to the deck strategy at most levels, or like every other top tier deck has like some way to counter whatever Dal wants to do. There's like no deck that Dal can actually really beat that's in high tier. That's gonna be in A tier. Like every A tier deck is gonna have one way of dealing with Dal's board and making sure that Dal is not gonna like stay oppressive or win the game for sure against them. It's like if we look at the tier list at the end, every A tier deck is gonna have a good tool to beat Dal consistently.
Then we could
So the issue with your idea here is that it's not about Dal's board. It's about the tools that Dal has to make a situation favor it. And I'm more specifically talking about the top end, which yes is only a certain point in time, but the fact that it has the flexibility to do what it can that no other deck does is something you have to take into consideration. Yes, there might be some counterplay to the board that it built. It might have some counterplay on the speed that it goes at for the deck speed, for refresh points. But the fact that it has this rubber band innately built into 1 or 2, maybe 3 cards in the set makes itself this high on the tier list. And you can't decline that. You can't disagree with that.
No, I think it's a good deck, but saying that it's an S tier deck would imply to me that it's the best deck, and I heavily disagree with it being the best deck. I don't think it's even top 3 for this tier list. So
I think it is in the top 3, but it's the fact that the English player base hasn't figured out how to properly play it.
Okay, we can. Broader, do you have any?
So if you're taking that into consideration, I'm down to put it lower on the list.
no, I think if everyone plays the decks optimally, I would still put them in this category. I don't agree that this is a player thing. You can put the player thing that none of them topping in the Ian tournament is obviously like a statistical anomaly, and I think players not knowing how to play the deck was a part of it, and if everyone knew how to play the deck properly, it should have topped like 2 or 3 spots just by sheer like representation alone. But I don't think if Dal gets played properly, it's gonna be like the best deck or anything.
That's fine. I
There's
think
enough
we'll leave it at the
contemplation
highest of
available.
A for now, and we can make adjustments because this conversation might drag. Funny comment in the chat. It's really cool that you brought someone on who actively does not want to finish this tier list. I think he's referring to you, Christian. That's just funny. I don't necessarily agree, but it's just a funny joke. Is AOT fine where it is, by the way, guys? I want Yuman to talk about it because he took AOT to that tournament where he knows Dal will be heavily represented. So
Just give me like 2 minutes.
give him 2 minutes. Hey, Monka TCG, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Also, thank you, Gunko Yarde, for the follow. Oh, I'm just gonna leave AOT at the bottom of
leave it at
A
A for now.
Sure, leave it at B for now. That's fine.
I mean A for now,
Sure.
because it's definitely at least A tier. And then FGO, I think that's in B tier.
Yeah, I think you can put FGO in B.
Thank you, Reaver031912, for the follow. Appreciate it. What about Fujimi?
Either B or top of C.
Yeah.
I think it's B.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Duality, for the follow. Yeah, me and Tom had the pleasure of playing this deck. I think I agree with B if Tom says B. We actually played it, so.
I think it's B, yeah.
Well,
is-
I've also played against it. I think
Yeah, but the people.
there's like obvious weaknesses to the deck, but it's like better than a bunch of the C tier decks. But I think it's like worse than most of the B tier decks. But I think it's about where Apocrypha is. So if you put Apocrypha in B, then Fujimi has to be in B.
All right, Fate.
S tier for me.
Probably.
I think Fate's not.
I mean,
as
you
good
can
as-
put it in A, but for me, it's like S tier. It's by far the best deck. Assuming it is Heaven's Feel 2, right?
What do you guys
Yes.
think? I mean, we know what Christian thinks. All right, Christian's like a
I think
Fate
it's-
stan, so he's like biased as hell.
Kevin's field too dude for it. I haven't played against it.
I think it's probably high A.
I agree with high A.
I don't think it's S.
Christian,
Because with Heaven's Field 1, I think it's like A tier. I think it's a good deck. It's solid. I don't think.
Low A tier with Heaven's Feel 1. With Heaven's Feel 2, it's like I'm fine with putting it high A. I personally put it.
which
in S.
build are you imagining to be S? Is it your 8-gate deck?
8 door and bar door both work.
I've seen your 8-gate deck.
uh,
Yeah, I've seen it play. I think B is fine.
I think it's probably around where Dal is. I would put it around where Dal is.
Sure. If we're gonna put down A for now, I'll put Fate around there. GBS. I have the pleasure of seeing Vince play this deck, and I've 360 in my opinion on this deck after watching Vince play it. He plays it really well, and he made me understand how to cause I hated 4 standby decks. I think it's kind of cringe, but Vince makes it work, and I shout out to you, by the way, Vince, of Team TXC. I'm willing to. What do you guys want to put it? I like the fork standby build.
If you have the cancels that certain talented player has, it's like S tier. But I think for the average player base, similar to Ilya, this is like a B tier deck.
I put it high B as well.
I put it A.
I think it could be low A. I could be low A actually. I think.
Right now in the meta, I would say it's B tier, but if the meta changes, it could go to A tier.
That's the thing with like. Can I talk about AOT?
Like if you compare it to the A tier decks, I just don't think it holds up.
Human, I'm gonna turn you up as a little bit
sure.
quiet. What's up? You want to talk about AOT? That's fine. I'm gonna put Goblin Slayer in high B for now.
High B, low A.
High B, low A.
It's fine.
High B, low A is fine, I think.
And then Human, blow us away with your.
So AOT. In the current meta, I think AOT struggles a bit to kind of find those reverses that it could before. But AOT just has a lot of tools. It has a really good level 1 combo that can +2. The finisher is pretty good. And one of the best finishers in the game, like in my opinion. It's consistent burn 1s can finish your opponent pretty well. But like the thing that prevents me from putting AOT in like S tier is just the lack of consistency after Aaron combo turn. Unless you have another wind in hand, you actually can't really do anything except just ram your boards in. Because if you have the Aaron, but they're 7-5 with full field, and that doesn't really match up to like a lot of the big standby wall decks.
Yeah, but if you try to like build AT, like if you say expect like more field-based standby-based meta, you can just like play heavier changer counts or heavier EP counts, right?
Yeah, that's what I do. I play 5 early plays in total with the one Mikasa changer, the 2 Aarons, and the 2 Sashas, and they work pretty well. But then like my playstyle is like a bit different in the fact that like I don't really focus. I don't try to build as much stock as I can in triple Mikasa. Like I try to deal with board like right away. So I spend a little bit more stock on the early plays than I do on my finishers.
I think that's like reasonable way to play it if you like play against field-based decks, right?
Yeah.
Just try
But
to get
AOT
ahead
early
with the
plays
ways you
is
can
very
get ahead.
good. The Armin early play, like it's a hexproof 2k assist, very strong. The Aaron, the shot, you can push damage reliably. The Sasha, you can clear field reasonably. It has good level 2s and level 3 game and a good level 1 game. But besides that, the level 0 game is like it's whatever. It's good, but it's just not that strong right now. I think that's my take on AOT. It's good, but it's a bit outdated.
Can I offer a possible adjustment or a thought of what if?
Yeah, go ahead.
Weber, oh
with-
baby, 123. Oh my god, why gotta do
Oh
this
my
to me, man?
God.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Oh baby.
I don't play AOT, so this is just a completely ignorant question of please answer me with an honesty. With the way the current meta is and the way the current meta is shifting, is there any possibility of AOT changing the level 1 combo to the Krista combo?
Krista combo? No, I don't think so personally. The Aaron
I also
combo,
don't
like
think so.
in whatever meta there is, even if there's like the heavy like the honor-verse denying meta, I think Aaron is just, and even the Krista's honor-verse too. But Aaron just get big and they plus you 2, which is better than Krista, which is a +1. When AOT doesn't have like an efficient way to plus hand with stock, then I don't think the Krista combo is worth playing.
Well, so my idea is, if you're saying that Aaron doesn't necessarily hit the power threshold that gets over 1/1s with a backup, then the power difference between that and the Krista doesn't really matter for the reverse, because if it's going to reverse a 1-0 or a 0-0, then neither one matters. So wouldn't you rather have the door as a trigger for the situations of, well, I'm running into these walls, the door will do more for me than the wind will?
The wind is a
And
huge
and I think-
equalizer for this.
And wind is a
The wind
big
actually
trigger in
beats the
this
1/1s
meta.
before counter, so
Yeah, and also
they can't have a
the thing
counter
is
for every
about-
lane because 8 standby usually doesn't have sculpting to like
About
find
the
multiple
AOT
counters.
AOT does suffer a lot if it doesn't do its level 1 combo to kind of get the gears in hand. But another card that is actually really useful is the Armin, the 1-0 Armin that can top deck 3 and grab yellow or event card. That card is the reason why like people play the gear, like people play the Armin because of the gear and the Aaron. And if you're sacrificing that the color and for the Krista, then that card kind of becomes irrelevant unless you hit on gears all the
Oh,
time.
that's also true.
Well, you also got the 0 Mikasa that checks 3 for red cards. So
Wait,
you got
Is that a level 0?
Yeah,
Oh, level.
it
I
does
guess
the
that's a
same
fair
thing,
argument.
except it's only for red cards.
Oh, it doesn't grab the event.
No,
Yeah, I think the
but it
Armin
still
is
just
good.
mills 3 for the event.
Yeah, and it's also like Armin is a good mill tool, especially with AOT. But I just think like AOT, the package it has at level 1 is just really strong. The gear, it can deny reverse, it can hand fix, and it can compress your deck with like 3 things that it does really well. I think that enough is just like able to put it into high tier.
It's because like Aaron is +2, you can just take the neg 1 to free search an Aaron with the gear you have in hand.
You
Whereas that's a lot
potentially
harder to do
I,
with
I
Krista.
do not want to make this into AOT the call, but
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
really respect humans' AOT expertise. So people who like, you know, they think they're fucking super fucking cool dudes or like AOT is C. I've seen some AOT in C tiers, like guys like human will just fucking smack you if you think it's in C tier. Like I'm gonna be real right now. Like if you put AOT in C tier, you're smoking like the fattest blunt possible, man. I think you guys listen to what human says. This guy won a tournament with like 16 Dow players with AOT, 3,000 Swiss. Now, yeah, human did say the Dow players suck. I'm just gonna say that. I don't care if it's toxic or whatever. You put AOT lower than high B, you're smoking a blunt, bro. I think, and I don't know, Patrick. Maybe you disagree, right? But I don't think anyone else here disagrees with that.
I don't necessarily disagree with it. I agree with it being around mid to low A tier. I'm not against it.
Fair. We'll
Yeah,
leave it
I
there.
don't think the deck is S tier by any means. It's lacking some tools. Like for example, if you don't do the level 1 combo, then the deck does suffer a lot. And like the follow-up turn after you do your combo, if you don't have another wind or like consistency, like the consistency issue becomes relevant, where you kind of just don't do anything.
Continue with the conversation. I'm just gonna go get something from the other room. So
Sure, let's talk about GGO. I'm gonna say this. I told Tom this story. I have a friend and coworker named Jesh, and we played for $60 on Sunday. I was playing Dow, he was playing GGO, and I got 3-0'd. And I thought about it.
How does that even happen?
The GGO deck makes it so you can't play 1/1s down because they could always bomb it. Then they're 3-2 minus a 6k to your board, so you never win field. You'll just never win field.
Wait,
And
but
their
the 3-2
finisher-
isn't an EP. It's a level 3.
Yeah, it's a level 3, but you will by level 3 your board will get wiped. Kurumi is not actually that good if you don't tempo with like hard encores on it. Like Kurumi is like really good because it's so efficient that you can do it and then do it again. But if they just nuke your board, you can't do it. They can even fucking nuke one off the board and then fucking and then if you don't hard encore there, you're just gonna lose it. So you have to pay 6 stock to hard encore. The other thing is like their EPs are not that big. They're like 10-5 and 9-5. But if they have the 2-1 level assist, if they decide to just side your 2-2s, your 2-2s can't front unless they crash. And if they crash it, okay. If they get lucky with some cancels, they get a free turn that way. They can anti-change your back row so that they don't even, the 2-2s aren't even big. Dude, that matchup was a disaster for me. I just got 3-0'd. And like, this is why Sunshine I also think beats Dal, by the way. Sunshine actually has a really good Dal matchup. I think these decks are really good at reliably getting out their 1/1s. But the 2-2 is actually sack based. And if you can't get 2-2s out in a timely manner, you're just not gonna be able to get free pluses anymore. It's actually pretty annoying in that way. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So where would you put it?
I mean, I just want to share that experience. You guys can talk about how shitty the deck is, but I mean, you can say I'm a shit Dow player. That's fine. But I got 3-0'd. I lost $60. So that was fucking cringe. The Jesh.
no,
you're
you're entirely right on everything you've said so far. I'd consider putting it in B tier, especially for the meta being where it is.
I think B is fine.
I
The
think
deck has
GGO
obvious
can be-
issues, but it's also like, I think it having a good Dal matchup is like worth talking about, and I think it's like better than some of the decks we've put in B. So I think it's better than Fujimi. I think it's better than Apocrypha. So
Dude, this guy's in chat flame. Dude, I fucking... Dude.
I put it in B tier.
All right,
Okie.
and that's the only thing I really want. Actually, I literally made this tier list video because I want to talk about GGO. Where do you guys want to put it? Probably worse than Goblin Slayer. Probably worse than Bang Dream. Probably better than Apple, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Christian,
And you
do
can probably swap Apocrypha and FGO after this.
All right, FGO's pretty good. Why did we have it so low? Gurren Lagann is this?
C, right?
I think so. All I know
Probably.
is that it just has like huge level 2s.
Dude,
That's
like
all.
Anti-Spiral is really cute, and then Anti-Spiral gets MLS or blinked or blink the markers off. So like theoretically, what should theoretically be a very good matchup actually becomes a bad matchup. So that's like really unfortunate. I don't think the non-Anti-Spiral builds are actually worth talking about.
Sure. I think it's worse than C. Oh, whatever. I don't word it.
Yeah,
Talk
just
about-
leave it in.
Just
C
leave
tier.
it. It's
How about
fine.
IMC?
Bottom of C?
Yeah, C tier.
I think this is the worst deck so far that is in Indie. Maybe it's better than Batman?
I
I don't know.
I think it's a fine deck because you got like really good utility. You got a Katsuki at 0, Ricky. You got a Searcher. Some of the stuff's like color locked. Your level 1 combo.
Yeah, level 0 is really good, and then it just
Yeah, your 1 combo
stops.
good or functional, and then at 2 you dirtle, and then at 3 it falls off also.
It starts really strong and only gets progressively worse.
Yeah, so it's like C tier.
Is it? Whatever.
It doesn't matter. C tier, who cares about the order?
Jojo.
Probably high C tier. Honestly, I will say I don't have enough experience with this deck. Like, barely anyone plays it.
Broad does. Broad does. No.
No, my buddy plays it. And I don't know, it's a functional deck. It does things. It's like high C, maybe like bottom of B. It just doesn't do enough.
All right. AC. I took this to Worlds. Keck.
B tier.
Like either low B or high C.
It's gotten some. Yeah.
Probably low B.
It's gotten substantially worse since Worlds because there are standby decks now, and the one level 1 can't even wall those cards.
Wait, but no, but you beat
it got-
1-1.
It got a
You
little
beat
bit
1-1s
better.
pretty heavily. Like, the 1-1s actually can't play the game against you.
But what do you mean? You can't beat them
He's
on
talking about-
offense consistently.
Well, you also get anti-salvage and anti-heal. And that just shuts off some decks.
Yeah.
True. B's fine.
I mean, imagine playing this into GGO. And you'd like anti-salvage, anti-heal.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. I'll put it in. That's fair. Like Konosuba. Yeah.
I think C.
A tier.
We don't have an S yet, boys.
I don't think anything.
I don't think there is an S, and if there was one, I would put Fate there because I think it's the best deck. But yeah, A should be fine.
D?
Yeah, we said C right last time.
Yeah, we said D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
We
D?
said C, but
Am I giving this a D?
bottom C.
that's-
I know.
Love
This.
Life C, yeah.
I want. Wait. Patrick. Perfect timing.
Yes.
Perfect timing. Cabigon Q.
Yes.
We're talking about
is
Love Live
Sunshine?
Sunshine.
Where in
Cabicon
the
Q.
world is Love Live Sunshine?
Sunshine's A tier.
Disagree. I don't think it actually beats any of the A tier decks.
Sunshine beats Dow.
Reliably.
Sunshine can
Okay,
struggle
sure.
against Fate depending on the build.
Okay, sure. it can beat
Sunshine
Dow.
is neutral into Konosuba. Sunshine is good into AOT, or sorry, AT. And Sunshine is pretty neutral against AOT.
How is
so
it good against AT? You can't do anything and die to the finisher. Like, you can't pressure them enough to like kill
You
them, and
pressure-
you don't have any counter tool to their
You
finisher.
pressure them earlier than they pressure you.
No,
so
but
you-
you can't one-shot from 3.
Hold
You
up
can't.
for Adventure Time. Adventure Time has a sword, and then you bounce to Yo and your back row. So that's a huge tempo play against Sunshine.
So yeah, so that is if you're able to double sword. Sure.
No, no sword bounces too. Sword just bounces the Rico and the Yo.
Yeah.
Yes, but then okay, so as long as the Sunshine player is expecting that counterplay, then their counterplay is to, instead of grabbing the 0-0 Rico, or sorry, 0-0 Kanon for their back row, is to grab another copy of the level 3 Chica.
Okay, but that's like a lot of stock you're burning. That's like so much stock you're burning, and at that point you're just like, you're feeding yourself more into just like dying from 3-0. You can't build compression if you have to like keep building, spending stock.
Sunshine doesn't try to build compression at level 3. Sunshine pushes damage at level 3. It doesn't give a
Yeah,
damn.
but you can't one-shot. You just can't. And then you just die.
You can one shot with double Yo on board.
I want to.
No.
Sorry. So, Sunshine is a very hot topic because there are regions in the world that, like, and I respect, by the way, these players. Like, I've had these like deep talks. Well, I haven't had deep talks, but it's been insinuated. Like, I would talk to like Vince and shout outs again, Team EXE, Vince, Ken, and stuff. And they would, you know, still think Sunshine's really good. And Patrick thinks Sunshine's really good. Where do you think this differentiation happens? Like, I want to ask that question because this might shed some light in where we place Sunshine. Where, or like what kind of values people place on decks to get kind of this, such a polarizing opinion? Because Sunshine, I think, is probably the most polarizing deck region, like based on region, right? Tom, would you agree? Would anyone disagree? This is like the deck that people disagree on a lot.
Yeah.
That and AOT.
Yeah, that and
Yeah,
AOT.
Sunshine is this hot topic. Like, personally, I would put it in A tier. Worst case for Sunshine is like the top of B.
I would agree. I think it belongs above or around. I would put it just above AT, just in a meta sense. I'm not too sure if it's above Konosuba in a whole, just because of what Stock Swap Fumio can threaten. But in the current meta, and the fact that Sunshine still has the unrestrictedness to it, it still has the tools to give it the deck speed, it still has the tools to give it selectivity, to adjust to whatever situation it's in.
So, for
I
me,
think it's decent.
the
I just think it's decent.
Tom,
to
you
stand by
can.
them. When
I
people are
think I
playing
think I
level
can
1 card,
agree with it being decent into standby meta. If you expect
Yeah.
a lot of Dal, I think Sunshine is a very reasonable pick. I just think it's really struggles against decks that can can put out huge pressure at level 3, like, because Sunshine can never actually build proper compression for level 3, so you're always at the risk of like getting blown up by a finisher, because finisher, like strong finisher based decks just have that innate swing where they can just clean you from 3-0, and you can't do that with any form of like reliability. But
And
if decks are like more slow focused like Dal, and they don't play like anti-change backups, then you can like leverage your field presence.
Again, I need an answer to what causes the such a polarizing opinion. Like, what is the reason? What is their value that's different?
The reason is that there hasn't been enough success with the set, with the deck. I'm the person with the highest placing for the deck. Honestly, it should have gone higher, but the deck has a high potential to it because of when it starts putting out its pressure. The level 2 extra damage that comes in, typically, I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, typically pushes your opponent to level 3 before you get there. Now, if the opposing deck focuses more on a finisher to try and either catch up or finish the game at that point, they're putting themselves on a clock, which means if you are able to survive that turn, now you're able to finish them off the next turn with your cards, with your effects.
I think decks. Well, the problem with that is I think the real issue is I think decks that have good healers are pretty advantage against Sunshine, especially in that scenario, and especially if they can win board. I think the biggest problem with Sunshine right now is that the power levels aren't really modern anymore, right? 11-5, and Chica's big, but she doesn't really do anything except be big. The Yo just isn't really that big anymore as she used to be.
Yes, but
I think that's the biggest issue.
The thing about the Yo is it gives you flexibility to side and still deal damage as long as you hit the top check.
Well, the thing is, like, it's just gonna get run over probably.
Well, that's why the player needs to understand what situation they're in and what cards they need to prioritize. Do they need to prioritize the Ruby backup? Do they need to prioritize the Kanon back row? What are they looking to prioritize in the matchup they're in? And this is where the big difference in opinion on the deck occurs. Is the people who play the deck aren't always able to determine beforehand what they're going to need properly.
Okay, so I
don't think that's the main. I think the main disagreement is people don't agree what stock is worth over turns, especially. I think people disagree on how worthwhile Love Live Sunshine spending 3 stock like over turns starting at level 2 is worth. I think people just disagree on that. I think that's the biggest disconnect. People don't agree on what stock is worth, right? I don't think it's Patrick. I don't think it's very arguable that Yo is probably going to work. Because it's like, if you look at matchups like Kaguya, right? Like Yo is just going to go away. Like matchups like that are gonna. There are a lot of matchups like that where like the Yo is just going to get reversed. And I think in those matchups, especially against matchups where the deck also happens to have really good healers that are also big, right? Especially on defense. I think it's not a great matchup, and I think those decks are becoming more popular.
So, in a matchup against Kaguya, why would the Sunshine player even double early play unless they can get a significant damage advantage, like it's sort of like obvious in front of them?
But then
why,
if you're not,
why would they just play other cards, swing in, and compress that way?
Well, Kaguya also has stock swap, right? I don't think you can. There's not really if you're not winning board against Kaguya, I don't think you can hope to suppress against Kaguya.
Yes, but then again, they have to stock swap at the right time. So unless you give them the right time, then it's basically.
We have over 100 viewers. Woo! Let's go, boys. Okay, that continues.
So I think you're like underselling how. Like I always like saying that people suck at this game and like everyone sucks at this game, but like you can't like say everyone just doesn't know how to play Sunshine. I think like basically every relevant deck has some form of counterplay to like what Sunshine tries to do and Sunshine's power spike, because Sunshine's power spike is something a lot of decks naturally try to beat because there's a bunch of like early play focused decks about a bunch of standby decks. So if the Yo doesn't get like consistent value and stick to the board, you're just gonna get like either out-finishered or out-valued at some other point. If you have to like constantly use resources to keep the Yo on board, you're actually not doing that much.
Yeah, that is a great point. Because what we're evaluating right now is just the package as a whole for Sunshine. And as a game plan, you have the double early play at 2-1, and that's also part of your end game with the burns. So it's on the high end, you like reveal a 3, burn 3, swing 3, so you get an extra attack from it. Low roll is like a 0, but you probably have a top check, so you're going in on like a 50-50. But so where do you guys want to put this?
I would still put it in A tier, the lower half of A tier, but.
All right, where would you
for
put
me
it?
it's B, but I'll just like agree with the majority. I just don't think it's very.
UA, what are you picking?
Lower A. UA can make the executive decision.
Yeah, I'm picking 8.
I
So yeah, let's just put it at A.
I rarely beat good Sunshine players. Honestly, I try to dodge. Like Sunshine is the matchup I hate playing against in tournaments. It's like the one. I feel like there's no counterplay to it. I just think it's a good deck. Like Christian, I'm sorry.
I think Sunshine.
There's no.
I don't disagree. I think
there's no good counterplay. Sorry, like you can blank spot the Yo, but the Yo will get a turn of value just by swinging. So it's like.
Yeah, but I don't think it's good enough unless the Yo gets like consistent value over turns. If the Yo just always has to be replaced with like 3 stock, like 3 stock of value, like having to hard encore it or having to like play another Chica, I just don't think the transaction is worth it compared to what other decks put out at the end.
Playing another Chica is fine.
But the majority of the games, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, majority of the game that doesn't happen. And the thing is, like Christian, like when the Yo demands, like, so it'll get like an amount of burn, right? It will get an amount of burn because Sunshine players try to set it up. So they'll get an amount of burn. Let's say it's 2, and then your opponent has to pay 1 stock to spot remove it off the board. Preferably bottom deck, so they can't play another Chica to spawn another one out. It's gotten like an extra swing off, and your opponent had to use a stock to clear it, and it opened up that lane for the following turn. If the Sunshine player even gets like a half decent turn of like half decent cancels, I feel like the game is just running. Like I can no longer win the game because I'm actually behind in quite a bit of damage at that point.
Sunshine has to spend a lot of resources consistently, right? And they're front loading their finishing turn basically into like multiple like smaller finishing turns. Instead of like having like this one big turn, you have like multiple like turns with like a bunch of extra
like
swing.
3 turns of this extra burn.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Instead of having one
Tyler.
turn.
TRXN for the prime. And Mob will probably not be S tier. I'm sorry.
Let's do Mob for now. We can come back to it once we get the list completed. We can go more into that kind of holistic conversation. But it's good that we had this Love Live conversation. Like I am not a Love Live. Where the fuck did Love Live go?
It's in there.
You put it in A.
Oh, Rico. Okay, dude. I always think. Never mind. Anyways, Mob.
B tier.
Chris had probably the most experience out of any of us playing Mob.
Kantai and Fujimi here, you just put it there.
Well, you put it in B tier?
Yeah.
So do you know what this deck does? Because I saw the previews, and I was like, man, there's nothing cool about this set. I'm just gonna skip it.
Well,
There's nothing cool here. It's really boring.
Wait, Human has experience.
Yeah.
Right?
I have the playset.
All right.
Where'd you buy the playset though, Human? Where'd you buy the playset, Human?
The best deck for it is probably Choice Standby, right? In my opinion. I don't think like playing a level 1 combo is just not worth it for this deck, especially since the level 1 combos are all lacking a bit in a sense. So the play is to set up the memory with the explosion counter and use the stock, the Omniverse blind stock for stock, and then kind of have an explosive endgame with Reagan's and his healing down with the early play healer that also burns and the show early play because that early play is really good. And so it's just about like setting up markers with the 2-1 and standbying out the Reagans at level 2 and then using your combo so the Reagans get hexproof and it gets bodyguard and it gets on with a card front attacks it gets scry, which can help you live like a lot of turns. I think that's like the strong points of the deck, but it just struggles a lot against decks that can blink it, either like bounce it, kind of disrupt your field.
All right, Human, very insightful information, but I just wanted to know, where did you buy your Mob playset?
Don't remember.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
What the fuck?
I buy all my playsets from Strictly Broken TCG.
What the fuck?
So
Like
where would you play that?
if the mob cycle like player cannot set up the 2-1 and like consistently have that in combo turn after turn, then it's gonna lose.
Sorry, I had a business.
Like it's really easy. It's really easy to like disrupt the 2-1. All you have to do is bounce it, blink it, and loses all markers.
That's not all of its matchups, right? There are some matchups where it's like.
There are some matchups that's good.
Yeah.
Against like standby mob is really good, I think.
Okay.
So where would you put this deck?
I would put it like high B, like top of B or low A. Because the deck has really high highs, and the lows like can be fixed with just like blind stock and stock compressing, or the deck can compress really well. What I'm trying to say.
Does it do okay into the standby meta though? Because
In the
that's where
standby
that's
meta,
where the meta's headed.
against
Oh,
the set,
actually,
against-
standby decks are like some of the few decks mob can beat. So there's
Yeah.
that.
He said
the
it's just
Radiance
easily
just the Radiance
disrupt-
itself is really strong. That on it, that like you get the Scry when they front attack, that's really strong. And it's hexproof as well, so they can't bounce it anyway unless they kill the 2/1. So like if you have a Reagan on field and you combo, you feel pretty good about living another turn.
All right, let's put it in.
I would not put it like anywhere close to A. I think that's like being a bit ambitious. But I think it's like a fine B tier deck. Maybe like mid B tier. I think people have a knee-jerk reaction to the set because honestly it's like very, very disappointing to read. A lot of the cards don't work together. It's honestly like very sloppily put together as a set. But it actually has like modern cards and it has some actually good cards that is especially in this like slower, more heal-based meta that we're kind of approaching right now, that's getting more popular. It like has a chance. I think if the game got like more aggressive, I think the deck just like becomes completely irrelevant. But in like a more field-based, more slow, more heal-focused meta, the deck has like a reasonable chance because that's something the deck can actually do.
All right, but Chris, where did you buy your Mob Psycho deck from?
Oh, I got it from you and you drew a fucking penis on my cardboard box.
Sorry. That's that's the kind of customer service you can expect from Strictly Broken.
Yeah, that's the kind of customer service you can expect from Strictly Broken, man.
You're your best source for.
Okay, so I actually disagree with everything you guys said. I don't think it could be B, and the reason for that is, it's okay. We can put it in B for now. I would probably play Excel World, Batman, IMC, Gurren Lagann. I'd probably play.
Money match, Yue.
Oh
Let's
my god,
go.
so many money matches.
Shut up with the money match, man.
Put it in B tier.
Dude, at least
There's
I didn't lose
literally no
$100
worth.
to Hito Logic set one, bro.
can't-
There's no worth, but Yue said he was gonna play those decks over mob, and I just want to make some free money.
He didn't say it yet. He didn't say it yet.
All right, Magia Record. Let's talk about this. I'll put it in B for now, but Magia Record. Let's talk about this. And Madoka.
I
Madoka
would put
slash
it where
Magia
you,
Record.
if you think Sunshine is a, Magia Record is a.
That's fine. I don't.
I think Lowe is fine for Magia Record, yeah.
Just keep it there. It's a heal spamming kind of deck. I just played a game with Christian before this. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure he cheated, and I actually cheated in that game. So you know, it's kind of a washed game. So, yeah. No game, no life.
Magia Record is I think somewhat interesting to talk about. Less interesting to play against. In the sense that if the meta is more heal based and more field based, and a bit slower, the deck basically does healing and refresh spamming and looping the best out of like basically any deck in the game. Problem is that you have a certain number of games where the deck just collapses because you don't have a lot of mill. So this gives it like this interesting question of, do you play a more consistent deck for a tournament or a more powerful deck? So if you like compare, say, Fate or Slime, which have like similar game plans with like heal, spamming, and memory, and then out enduring the opponent, do you play like the deck that can do that game plan more powerful, or do you play a deck that can do that game plan like one more game in Swiss than the other deck could?
Sure. You're like the only one who has a lot of experience on it, so no, I trust you.
Yeah.
No game, no life. I got to play this. I played this for a regionals with Tom and Alex, my teammates. That was one of the few tournaments I've ever played where I did not win the tournament, actually. One of the few. I just want to mention that.
Wait, was it a team tournament?
It was a team tournament, yeah.
It was team?
Yeah, it was teams.
Dude. Oh my god, dude. Fucking...
You want to talk about that, dude? I didn't win that tournament, bro.
You lost like every game. You lost like every game, and you still lost every game when we went to Texas too. By the way, except
No, he beat me in Texas.
Yeah, I beat Broderick, bro. Stay free.
Well, wait. You're right. I don't think that win mattered though.
Well, what do you guys want to put no game? I'm the only one with like probably some tournament experience with it, but my build was trash.
C tier.
You want to put it in B? I feel like C.
No,
man.
C
I
tier.
said C.
Honestly, I don't. Honestly, I feel like no game isn't actually worse than Apocrypha and Fujimi. Well, okay, maybe it's worse than Fujimi.
It's standby targets.
I think it's
are,
like
very
either
to be
top.
desired.
It's probably like actually standby no game got like pretty shit because there's more standby decks now and your cards are just weaker than theirs. So maybe it's just C.
Yeah.
Because
Overlord.
the old deck that I thought was okay is just bad now.
Yeah.
Yep, it's C tier.
Overlord. Guys.
It's like very low B.
Yeah, I think it's like B
If
or
you play
C.
against the deck that's bigger than you, it's like kind of doomed. Especially like Data Life, you actually just have F because you can't play the game.
I wouldn't put it in low B just for what some of the other titles there are. I'd put it above Kantai. I don't know how much higher it goes though.
Like kind of wait.
No, it ain't going
Which
in A.
prediction began?
Yo, it's probably low B, right?
It's low B, but I think it's above Kantai.
Sure.
Oh wait.
Sure. We can talk
Okay,
about
so
it.
Overlord is like B, but Tomb of Nazarick is S tier.
Okay, dude.
Oh, true.
That's
I've never
true.
heard that one before.
Yeah, the English version cards are more expensive than the JP ones. It has to be better.
Those Albedo S tiers have like a fat price tag.
Persona 5.
I think
C.
it's bottom B too, right?
More functional than no game.
I think it's bottom
Yeah, I
B.
think-
So it's like bottom B.
I've had
I
like,
think that's reasonable.
if that deck gets rolling, it's really good.
That's true. But
Like
like,
if it's and its kill potential is insane.
there's a lot. There's like a few decks in this tier that are like that, though, right?
That's true. This is I'm okay with the B kind of falling into that
Just
kind of when
sounds
it's
like-
rolling.
yeah,
It's really
It just
good.
sounds like a B tier.
Yeah.
Like if that's all it has going for it, then
I'm okay with
whatever.
Review and C, by the way. I think that's pretty easy placement. No.
Yeah.
I'll put Revy above JoJo.
okay.
Sure. I don't really care. I think that
Yeah,
those
C
decks
tier
are both
doesn't
like
make
Alright,
much
questionable.
sense.
C tier it is.
Dude, you made $100 bet about Review, and now you're saying it doesn't. You don't care. Like, what happened, Christian? Where'd the balls go, bro?
You lost $100.
okay.
Yeah, when
No,
you lose the
that's how
100,
much
you
it-
want to
okay,
lose
That's how
another
much his
one.
balls are
Okay,
worth, dude.
I drew like 11 cards out of my 28 card deck and didn't find a climax, and then my deck doesn't do anything.
Like, Revy's
Kind of
one
sad.
decks where you just attack,
Bro.
attack, and finish it.
Christian's balls are
Yeah.
on sale for $100.
Word?
No, I think the deck is like the
Struggles
one
a lot in the mid game.
unique. Well, that too, but the one unique thing the deck had, Kaoruko, got like power crept to a fuck ton by Quince, which just has the same card except cheaper and better in every way.
Wait, but this is English.
So
There's no
now I'm
question.
True.
like, why would I even play Review?
But this isn't-
But this is
Not
the
laughing
English
yet.
format, not the Quince's JP.
Sure, okay, but like in English format, you have fucking Jake and Finn. It's like same thing. Jake and Finn is just better Kaoruko
Okay.
in a better shell. So why?
Alright, on to
why play this?
ReZero Memory Snow.
All right,
What
Patrick.
does this do?
Wait,
I know it has like anti-standby. What else does it do?
The anti-standby has anti-burn 1, so it has like some meta applications, I think.
I feel.
And the deck itself is like very functional, so I would
IB?
put it like mid to high B tier. Yeah, mid to high B.
It's probably dependent on what.
I think it was very good. It was very good for a short period of time, during which there were no official tournaments because there was COVID. So kind of unfortunate.
I've played one game against the deck. and it was
Okay,
on
but that game was
stream.
cringe.
And it was against Matt, SBTCG Matt, by the way. Shoutouts to you.
That game was so cringe. I was watching that game. That game does not count
Yeah.
for anything. That game was so sad.
He triggered 2 climaxes every single turn.
He also did not draw zeros at level 0.
Yeah, he plays 22 zeros and he whiffed zeros.
I think high B is fair, with like a caveat that there are some matchups where it'll shine, and some matchups where it doesn't really.
Absolutely gets dumpstered.
Oh.
No, absolutely gets dumpstered is like very not true, because the deck is like basically a solitaire deck and can just like solitaire the entire game and not care what the opponent is
Put
doing.
it where GGO is. I think it's pretty appropriate. Put it where GGO is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because they're like similar like kind of decks. I think the way we've talked about GGO.
All right, let's talk
matchup focus decks.
Let's talk about this ReZero. This is with Frozen Bond stuff, or you can do a kind of a more retro build. I think both are somewhat viable, but I think Christian has the most experience on ReZero out of all of us, so
middle of the pack A tier deck. It's not what I would it wouldn't be my first choice, but I would never be like sad about playing it. It's like
A tier.
it always has good matchups into the popular decks, which is something you can appreciate. And considering like decks are like stuff like Dal and Kaguya comes into the meta, it's just gonna stay somewhat. Actually, Kaguya is a bad matchup, but like Slime and Data Life and Sunshine, if you think Sunshine gets played, and Goblin Slayer, those are like all good matchups. If like more early play or standby focused decks are in the meta, this deck will always be very strong. If those sets fall off for more finisher based game plans, it gets a bit weaker. So against AOT or AT, you're gonna be weaker, but against like Sunshine and Data Life and Goblin Slayer, you're gonna be stronger.
Can I ask you a question about one of those matchups? And everyone knows where this is going really quickly.
Yeah, Sunshine,
because,
sure.
Yeah, I have never played the English Sunshine versus ReZero with Frozen Bonds matchup. How important is the turning point of the level 2 game to each deck at this point? Like, what is that matchup like at level 2? Because that's usually where it lied in the previous matchup.
Well,
thanks.
Now
Yang,
it also has now
follow.
ReZero also has like endgame pressure, which it didn't have before, right?
Appreciate it.
But generally, yes, the game will more or less be decided at level 2, but you don't have a good answer to like the the stun brainstorm and the anti-change bomb, anti-change counter combination. You just don't.
So you're saying that you play the stun brainstorm over the 3-2
I don't like the merge package. But even if you play the merge package, you're just too big. Like Sunshine actually can't win the lane. So then Sunshine is also like kind of boned from that perspective.
You say too big, but this is all assuming, and it can definitely happen. So don't say that I'm not saying it won't happen. This is all assuming you're doing this 2 or fewer climaxes in waiting room the same turn.
Yeah. All your early plays are 2 or less climaxes, right?
Yeah. So if you whiff that timing, then Sunshine gets the advantage because their early play is basically any time at level 2.
Yeah. But the puck is actually just like you swing over the Yo with counter, and then they still have to front into you.
Oh yeah, sure. That's what I'm saying. Is if you hit the timing and you get everything set up, it's perfectly fine. But if ReZero misses the timing, Sunshine can run away with that at level 2.
This is what ReZero could do to counter Sunshine. If it could get this, it could counter it. But
sure. Even if you like miss the timing completely and somehow get pushed to level 3, ReZero runs a shit ton of healers, and you still like lose your board every turn, and ReZero can just out sustain you then. So I think it's just like a poor matchup from like every perspective.
So ReZero is an example of what I would classify as like if I had to create like a general blueprint to beat Sunshine, ReZero, like the Frozen Bonds deck, like more or less kind of has it. And then
I can see that.
Yeah.
So Christian, what is your build for ReZero? Because I'm not too familiar with the deck.
I'm playing 8 bar. I think Matt, Yo Fuzzy from also from SBTCG, also plays 8 bar now.
Yeah, they run a Frozen Bond deck with the 2-1 Amelia assists, mostly, right? And
Yeah.
Is it just all
We
new
both
cards?
caught the merger.
Or are you playing old cards too? Is it just all extra boosts?
Well,
I think
So
mean,
there's
do the
like
old cards
the
matter
puck
that much, though?
Ricky is old, the runner is like it's just like utility stuff. But yeah, you
Yeah.
run like we run the 2-1 Amelia instead of the Frozen Bonds assist. We still run like some number of Rem EPs. Anti-change counter obviously still sees play. So there's like stuff here and there, but the big shell is basically new.
Sure. That's fine. We can wrap it up here. Kuhn, I'll do Before now. You want to hop in for Before then? Kuhn wants to rate Before Chat.
No.
he's gonna make some
if he
party
wanted
noises.
to,
No, Kuhn doesn't
he had
get
to be here from the start.
That's true, Kuhn. Fuck
yeah,
off.
Kuhn
Yeah,
doesn't
he
get
can't
to
just
join
hop
in.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kuhn.
Fuck
Also, if
him.
you join in, it's gonna mess up the camera. So, never mind. Fuck off.
Wait, I have Kuhn's contribution right now. 1 second.
Let's
Give me 1
okay.
second.
I'll just do Sal right
this-
now.
This is the easy. S tier, SAO tier, both in S tier.
I mean, I want to be unbiased, unlike Christian and Patrick. I'm joking. I kind of want to be unbiased here. And are we talking about post Volume 2 Alicization, by the way? I want to get that out of the way here.
Yeah, why not?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
because
sure.
it's already announced.
Well,
Because
I want
if
to
it's
say
not post, we just put them both in B. But if it's like post, we can probably just put them both in A.
That's fine. I think that's close enough. I think the 8 standby old school. 8 standby old school is like really good. And like
It just
Alicization
lost to
builds are
mod.
also really good because the Asuna finisher is one of the best finishers. It's actually probably the best finisher ever printed in the game. That finisher is too strong.
I think it's still worse than like Ichika and Karuko type.
No, like
From what I remember, even 7 pings is worse.
sure. I mean,
Than those.
you want to compare triple with triple, bro?
Yeah.
I killed someone 8 and 20 with that card with triple. You want to kill
Okay,
triple
but like,
to
how
triple,
do you
bro?
ever get triple? Sure.
You want to compare triple to triple, dude? Because you're only comparing triple, bro.
Oh, triple Ichika is also it's like the same amount. Or
Triple Ichika does not
a lot
kill
of
from
these.
8 and 20 though. Triple
Well,
Ichika probably does
Ichika
0
is just
like
very easy to pull off, and triple Asuna is
it's not
basically
that easy to
impossible.
pull.
yeah, it's actually basically impossible. You have to hit 3
No,
of
it's not
the
impossible.
store.
It just doesn't happen.
It's
Well,
almost impossible
Well, I
because
pull
of
it
the
off
amount
like
of cards
every
you're
game,
discarding.
so
It's like 30.
Yeah.
30
for Sao the problem is just like the sheer hand you need to have.
Yes.
For Quints it's just more like of a stock gate, and the stock gate is
Why
usually
are we
easily
talking about
accomplishable.
quids? This is English, bro.
No, but you said the best finisher ever printed, blah blah blah.
In
I think
English.
Finn and Jake
Yes,
is
we're
also
talking
better,
about
by the
English
way.
In
prints.
English,
we're talking about
Christian.
English Weiss now.
Sure. Finn and Jake is probably better.
All
I
right,
disagree.
I think Christian is smoking a fat one, so let's move on to what's this card? What's this set called?
Albuta.
Well, I think Finn and Jake is both a better card and a better finisher, by the way.
You're hurting my feelings, bro. I need you to
funny-
apologize to me. You
yeah.
can't hurt my feelings, bro.
I think, buddy girl,
Wait, you just
probably
B tier.
where
like low B.
Fujimi is? Question mark? Maybe worse than Fujimi, slightly worse.
It's like middle of the tier. B.
Yeah, I think it's like around where KC is.
Yeah, I think it's where
KC
Casey is.
Apocrypha.
Fujimi can high roll harder than Bunny Girl can.
Well, Bunny is kind of just
Wait.
like the weakest standby deck,
Wait,
right?
that's not-
It puts
that's
out the
actually just-
weakest boards.
Is that even true? I feel like that's not true.
Fujimi
But
has the largest standby deck.
Wait,
Albuta
okay,
just
to be
said-
fair-
but
Base
Albuta is
power.
like way like so like when Albuta gets cancels, it just like keeps compressing though because its healers are so cheap. It like keeps healing for one stock over and over and over again. It keeps like when it snowballs, it really gets the ball
Yeah, but
rolling, I
against,
think.
but how does it's like really hard
How
for
does
the
it
deck
start
to
snowballing?
snowball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just
You have to be high rolling
And it's-
from first deck and
It just
carry
can't-
it in.
Well, I mean, I'm just comparing it to Fujimi. Fujimi, like basically Fujimi and Albuta have to cancel to start snowballing. That's what. I
Yeah.
mean.
Yes, but,
But
Fujimi,
Fujimi is
if
like-
they trigger
Fujimi's like-
standbys, can win board.
Bigger,
And,
right?
Yeah, and then they
The
just
Bunny.
then they just naturally compress from that point out.
I mean, to be fair, I think Fujimi and Bunny and Overlord are all kind of similar, and maybe Overlord is actually worse than Bunny. But like the initial Bunny board is so fucking weak. Like the level 1 Bunny board is so bad that it's probably just worse, I think. The level 3 is obviously the best one. But like the initial hoop is so hard.
If you also
I don't
think
think
about
it
it,
matters. It's like
Fujimi's early play wins at the board too, because you've got the ability to double power.
Sure.
So you can actually pump over.
I feel like these
cold sport.
decks are in the category where like if you bring them, you're not really trying to like win the event or anything.
We could evaluate them later. Let's
just put it above KC. I don't want to see them. I think KC's worse.
But KC is
I
anti-salvage,
can see that.
so you're only going to salvage like one, and your
I
gates are.
mean, head to head, sure, but like I mean, in general.
And then it's anti-heal.
Okay, in the head-to-head, KC probably wins, but who cares about the head-to-head?
Yeah, that's true. All right, 2 off Rue.
C? Yeah.
C, B.
Like 2 off is
C.
pretty bad. I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
probably.
High C.
It's
Wait,
It's
are you
probably,
saying
like,
it's worse
where-
than no game, dude?
No, I think it beats.
Is it not? Oh, actually, it beats no game probably. Yeah.
It's not about beating no game. I just think it's better than no game.
Yeah. No, as in beats and as in like is better. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about slime.
It's A tier.
A tier.
It's
talking
Yeah, it's
about
going to be
post-set
A
too.
tier before and after.
Talking about post set too, right?
Yeah.
So
Post set 2.
Yeah, post set 2.
So
I
what's
don't
the-
think it changes. It's like if it's like before set 2, it's like low A tier, and if it's like post set 2, it's like mid A tier probably.
yeah, it stays the same-ish. I feel like
Low A tier? I'd put it mid A
I
tier.
think it's close to ReZero.
Yeah. Like, I'd put it. I think post set 2, I think it can have the. I think it does just as well, if not better, than Alicization. I really think Adventure Time is too high on this list, but that's my personal situation.
we will
We'll get to
revisit-
it later on.
We will
Yeah.
revisit
Yeah.
yes.
Adventure Time.
All right, Bofuri. So, did you want to say something about Bofuri?
Wait, I have Kuhn sent me some notes.
All right. Don't make this
Yeah,
too
don't worry.
cringe.
Well, it's not. What is be cringe?
It has to
dude?
be PG. It has to be PG 16.
Oh yeah, where's Human? Are you gonna cam soon, bro? What the hell was that?
That's.
Oh
Kuhn's
wait, these are the
contribution.
sound effects
Probably
Kuhn
soon.
sent.
Yeah, dude. Fart. Bunch of farts. Let's go.
I didn't even know Kuhn played against the set or tested
I'll
the
be-
set.
I'll be-
Kuhn thinks it
That's probably gonna
sucks.
So
uh,
my question to Koom to Koom is have you
Question
played
to
the 8 have you played the 8 book build?
I think the 8 book build is like the most common one, right? So I would assume so. Dude, okay, I think Bofuri is like high B tier, but I've played against who was it? Was it Vince? I don't know, but I've played against the guy with like 8 choice Bofuri, who did like triple 1-0 combo and showed 3 of the 3-2, and they were like 9k, and that was actually messed up. But if you don't high roll that, the deck is probably just okay, and not like good enough to like bring over any of the A tier decks.
I think it belongs in B. I don't think it goes lower than B though.
Hold up. The set releases next week, right? One sec.
Oh wait, this deck is OP. You should all
Yeah.
pre-order your playsets at
Yeah.
SBTCG.
Yeah.
By the way, S tier.
By the way, S tier. By the way, not a
S-
shield. By the way.
S stands for shill. Shill tier.
All right.
Speaking of
Totally
shill,
not sponsored
I mean,
segment.
Kaguya is coming out pretty soon.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Kaguya is
Okay.
actually a good deck though, so there's
Wait,
that.
wait, wrong way.
I think-
Wrong way.
I think Kaguya is at the high end of it. I think it's like where
Yeah,
Konosuba,
Kaguya is solid.
probably around where Konosuba is. I don't know if it's where Fate. Dal would be, but I think it's like pretty close.
I can agree with it being just over Konosuba.
All right, I'm just gonna put. Okay, so like there is, guys. By the way, there is going to be some S tier decks because like I think the top echelon of A will go to S, and make like kind of like a trinity or something. But let's look at. So here's like kind of an idea.
We're done, guys. Stream's over. Now it's time to end the prediction, and Kevin gets bodied.
True.
Wait, what's the prediction?
I mean, what's the point of making a tier list video short if it's live on stream? This is supposed to be
the tier
content.
list cast finish within 3 hours?
Dude, there's no way
Currently,
this lasts
we're not.
longer.
We haven't even hit 2 hours yet. By the way, we're at 1 hour 46 minutes. So.
Oh, by the way, it's like 4 a.m. so I have like half an hour to like finish this, and after this I'm like done.
No, you're not. You're gonna drink another beer, and we're gonna play Weiss shorts after this, bro.
Dude, I'm already on my second beer. It's like not enough, and I don't want to get drunk today.
Okay, at least one more beer for the boys.
Yeah, I'll get one. So like drink getting break or whatever.
Wait, what?
No.
No, sure. I'll be back then, like a bit. You guys can figure out what we do now.
We sort the list.
Wait, go get your beers, boys. We drink with Chris. Wait, are we? Tom, is that TOS?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's not against
No.
the US.
Yeah, it's not. The only thing against TOS is drinking for profit, essentially.
I think also underage drinking is also not.
Oh, dude, that's sort of a. I'd be a little concerned if it wasn't.
Alcohol,
Chris-
no alcohol on camera. That's definitely not true. Manga would be banned so many times if you were not allowed to have alcohol on
You
camera.
can't get too drunk.
I just want to make sure Chris.
Yeah.
Guys, Chris
Can't
is
start
definitely
like peeing
over
yourself
21.
on stream or whatever.
All right, I think D is fine. Do we have anyone have any problems with C tier decks?
I don't think the order of C really matters, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't think the order
I
matters.
don't-
It's like a waste of time.
Yeah.
Any B tier decks should go to C. I want to say I feel like Mob, I feel like is the only one I'm kind of uncomfortable with being in B. But Christian and
I think
Human
you're
have
being
tested
very
deck more
unfair
than me.
to Mob because your deck sucked.
I think it's in B tier.
I don't think you can actually say Mob is worse than Apocrypha. So if you like shift Apocrypha and KC and Bunny Girl to C, sure, put Mob in C. I don't care. But like with this setup, I just don't think it's realistic to put Mob in C.
They want to move before. Chat wants to move before it to C. I just
you mean
feel
I
like
only, I
think
only
it's
see one
cool,
person
bro.
This
saying
is just
that.
cool
Yeah.
trolling.
People think what are yeah, Kuna's just saying all this shit. Never mind.
Yeah, Kun is just useless.
Kuna's trying to be a part of the cast.
I love how we have
True.
such
Even though he
good
said
team
fuck
chemistry.
no.
Hey,
guys.
Kun, can you stop backseating us, please? Like,
I love this team chemistry, boys. Where's my?
Hey, he didn't want to be here.
Where's Human though?
Yo, do not move Mob to C. Mob is a pretty strong set, okay?
That's fine. You know, Human. As long as you say that, I am okay with it. But not when
Hey,
Christian.
Daddy.
says it.
Overy to Nationals. See you there. Nice.
Let me just rejoin on my computer.
Oh no.
So I was on my phone.
Hey, can you time it well so that the cams don't fuck up?
Okay, do you wanna do like maybe a better sorting of A, or like decide which decks to put in S tier if we want to make an S tier, which I guess you do.
Well,
And then after that, just remove like every low to mid
Wait,
B
Chris,
tier
Chris,
set
Chris,
and
Chris,
below,
I'm
and
in
just
the
like
process
try
of
to
doing
tier
something.
like the actual relevant tournament decks.
Chris,
Again.
I want to make sure, like, I want to go step by step to make sure our D's and C's and B's are fine. Any B decks that anyone want to promote into A first, like, I will do what you want to do, but I want to make sure there's no B decks. And I think Goblin Slayer should be an A, by the way, like low end.
I think
of
it
A.
should too.
You mean you agree with me, right?
But like,
I think the deck can like have pretty highs while staying consistent. Especially the-
which decks from the
Standby.
Against which decks from A tier do you think Goblin Slayer has a decent or good or favored matchup?
AOT.
Because I don't think it has a good matchup against like
AOT,
anything except AOT.
standby decks, because you wall off so hard once you get the supports online. Like they literally cannot front into you profitably anymore. So then they're
Yeah, but
Wait, do I see
but
Madoka
which
in A
standby
tier?
deck here? Because Dal. Yeah.
Wait, Yumin, is your cam on?
Do I need to turn it on? Like, I'd rather not.
What?
My room is kind of messy.
Oh my god. Another
Dude.
one. Dude.
That's fine.
Dude,
Fellow DJ.
Why are we so cringe?
Do you want me to? Do you want me to?
Yeah, just turn it
Dude,
on,
just do
bro.
what Christian did. Christian's room could be fucking
Yeah,
messy as
just
fuck
just
for all we
just do
know.
what I. Yeah.
But he just tilted it so his room doesn't show.
Wait, why do I have to add row?
Yeah.
I don't understand why we have to add row. I feel
The
like
problem
the
is I don't have a
5-point
webcam,
row
I just
scale
use my
makes it so
desk-
that we have to
I
make
use my
harder
laptop
decisions.
camera.
What's the
Nah,
point of
that's
adding row? It just
doesn't-
makes
you don't
the
need
tier
to.
list easier for you to make. And then you don't even have to think critically anymore.
Okay, I'll
Right?
just turn it on for a little bit.
What's the point of adding
I don't want to
row?
add a row. We're not adding a row. We're not adding a row.
Okay, I'm waiting for Yumin's cam. though.
So
Just give me a second.
so you say it beats standby decks, but like Dal has the Adachi, Kaguya just like still wins board because of the president and the 2-1. And then there's no other standby decks in like the top tier, so.
The only other
Well,
standby deck that could
Sal?
be considered is
Oh,
Slime and Sal.
Sal, yeah.
What about Sal?
Sal,
I think
Sal and Slime. Slime is bigger, right? And
Yeah,
Sal is.
I just feel that Goblin Slayer doesn't have a great level 2 board, and I could be wrong about that,
No,
but
level 2 board is actually pretty good, but
It's a really good
what's
level
their
2 board.
power threshold?
It's like 16k defensively, even more. It's like 13.5,
It's
14.5, yeah,
15K.
16.
That's
15K.
assuming you trigger a standby and pull out a 3/2 healer into the front row, right? Otherwise,
no.
from hand you have...
So you have the 2/2, that's 10k base, right? And then you have the 1k global, and you have the 3/2 witch assist behind. So it's 13
How
base,
many-
and then you use
How many
use
of the
the event
2/2
to
do you
pump it
run
to
in the deck?
3, I think. 2 to 3. You can definitely pull out 1, and then you play like 1 early play. So the EP lane is like a bit smaller
I
because the
fail
EP is
to
only big on your turn.
I fail to understand how you're playing the 2/2 or standing it by when you're playing the door combo level 1. Aren't you prioritizing the 2/1 assist, or not the assist, but like the global?
If you trigger it,
There he is.
depending on the matchup, you'll like prioritize one or the other. But you can just like hard cast the 2/1 if it at level 2 a lot easier, and like you can also hard cast the 2/2s if necessary.
Yeah, but now you're splitting your level 2 slots at the 2/1 and the 2/2.
At level
I mean,
1, you stand by in the 2/1, and then you door combo after that. That's what you do with the deck.
Boys, Yumin Kim is in the house.
I understand that, but then where does the 2/2 come in? Like, I'm failing to see where the power spike that you guys are talking about for this deck really lies.
At level 3, your 3s get big. The priestess is
Sure, that's at level 3, but what about the mid game? That's what I'm saying, is against standby decks, the standby 2/2s
Chat ready.
typically run over Goblin Slayer's mid game. Granted, Goblin Slayer has more deck manipulation, which is, in my opinion, where the strength lies. But I disagree with what you guys are saying about the field. What's it called? Presence.
Okay, maybe I'm just playing against talented Goblin Slayer players to like trigger standbys and then still cancel.
They can set it up pretty
but-
well too. Farm Grill is a very good card. I think it's low A. I got the chance to play a little bit of the deck
the
that
top
Vince has
B or
been
the
tearing
bottom
with.
right?
I still think it's low, or sorry, I still think it's top B. I don't think it can really contest with the other sets that are coming out.
No, I think
I would actually agree. I think it's like even you can say, yeah, like Goblin Slayer can actually win board against like a lot of decks, but
yeah, Cowgirl, my bad.
I don't think it ultimately accomplishes that much, and it's still
It-
gonna lose to like most of the high tier decks here.
Is it a good deck? Yeah, it's a solid deck. I'm not going to turn it down. Would I be surprised to see it win a regional? Not really.
No, like to the
Well,
point where I would play Goblin Slayer over every single deck and be very easily, handily, except maybe Persona 5. Like I'd play Goblin Slayer and Persona 5, and then everything else.
I think that's a fair take. I would play Goblin Slayer over every other B tier deck. I think I agree.
But like, for example, if I want to say I want to play something,
But I
like,
also would play every A tier deck except for Sunshine over Goblin Slayer.
I would personally play Bang Dream over Goblin Slayer, but that's me.
you know what, my tier
So,
list, well, our tier list, but I'm gonna make this call on this. I think it's good
Yeah, I
enough.
think that's a good call.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make this call. And hopefully, no hard feelings.
so it's like me. Wait, Tom is the deciding factor because it's like
What?
2 for A, 2 for B, and Tom didn't say anything.
Chloe's fine.
Wait, actually, Broderick also didn't say anything. Broderick, you played Goblin Slayer in the
Yeah,
WSI.
I said I'm fine with either top B or bottom of A. I don't
Chloe's fine.
one.
I have no skin off my back.
Like
think
the
It's a
slide,
reasonable.
it's still gonna be X place in the list.
Yeah.
You guys have Persona 5 pretty low.
Okay,
on-
actually, like last A deck and bottom B and highest B deck actually makes no difference for whatever
No,
it's worth.
it's the distinction of saying like, if we're gonna say like B are decks that you could play, but you need to roll pretty hard to play them. I think Goblin Slayer, you don't have to even roll that hard for it to be good. It just has really solid bodies, and 1-0 Goblin Slayer combo is just a really
All right,
powerful card.
I'll say leave it
Sure.
at bottom of
Sure, I
it.
can see that. You don't really need to high roll that hard to
You're gonna
like.
say something about
be a good
Persona
deck.
5 though.
You?
Okay,
You
okay,
think
but Persona
no,
5
you
is
were.
like the example of like a high rolly deck. You was just saying that because he feels if he feels he's gonna high roll and sack everyone, he's just gonna play Persona or something.
Yeah, Joker
But
could
that
be
doesn't
really
make it a
good
good deck.
or really bad.
Yeah, if your level 1 board gets answered in Persona, you lose.
I'm asking, do we
Basically
want to
everything.
order B in any particular way?
I
Otherwise,
agree
we'll
that
move
there are way too many A tier decks, which is why I wanted to like split it up and just like put all the irrelevant stuff lower. But
It's a process.
on the process, dude.
Well, like all the A tier decks, you expect to see this at a regional.
yeah.
yeah, actually,
Expect to see people play
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
yeah.
Again,
I think
do we want
I
to
think
order
I'm,
this
like,
B
fine
at
with
all?
that A
Otherwise,
tier,
we're just gonna move
so-
on. I think Persona.
Bro,
I think ordering the
No.
lower tiers just doesn't matter. It's pointless.
Sure.
P5,
P5, I wouldn't put P5 that high.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
I
think
would-
putting
I-
P5
Above
that high is
KT?
rolling.
maybe above KC. Above KC.
Yeah,
maybe
I'd-
above KC.
I'd put it above
Yeah.
The deck's definitely worse than Bunny Girl.
Okay,
Yes.
let's do. I'm gonna put ReZero better than GGO by the way. And FGO better than this. Gmi probably better than Overlord. I actually think this is a pretty good
I think
order.
Bunny Girl is better than Overlord.
Sure, that's fine. I'm okay with that. These are interchangeable for me. Okay,
Sure.
let's do the A stuff. So the only thing that matters really people care about is like super high power rankings. Any S contenders? Let's go over the S contenders.
Well,
Kaguya.
Hansen has like something to say about Tulabru, but I think like Tulabru doesn't have a self-tap brainstorm. That's what you need for B tier.
I mean, it
Doesn't
also
have a
just gets
self-tap
dump-
brainstorm.
It gets dumpster level
Doesn't
2
get
by like
there.
every deck.
Yeah.
Every deck can be like
Uh,
basically beats at a level 2. It's kind of
The
sad.
main problem with Tulabru is that every deck got better at level 2, and Tulabru didn't get the cards to compete at level 2 because it's missing second set. That's
Yeah,
basically
no wormhole. If it had
Yeah.
if it had second set, then it's a little bit different. But like,
if it had second
like
set,
that
it's
one
like low B tier.
Kilabru just doesn't do anything against even like big level 2s. It can't kill him. So sad.
Okay.
And so that's the logic. I think it's really fair logic. Like, it's pretty suffering being the TLR player, and you guys have to like crash. Yeah, you have the support that makes your combo like 9, but that's not even enough, right? So it's like,
Dude,
Yeah, it's just
you
one
can't
lane.
even have double self-tap brainstorm in the back row.
True. It's a tap. It's a tap
It's
2,
tap
right?
2.
yeah. So your
I
millions
think the
also.
anti salvage
so-
also matters a lot less when you're not winning lanes throughout the entire game.
True.
Like, there's no way Tulabru can like starve someone of resources right now. There's just no way that anti-salvage works that well. Like compared to like KC, right? KC at least wins board against a lot of stuff. It can compete at level 2 with a lot of decks. Like the tools are weaker than like a lot of decks in B and all the decks in A, but like Like I think KC is like a better example of a deck that utilizes anti-heal and anti-salvage better,
Okay.
or anti-salvage better.
So I think we can just like zoom in on A now, I guess.
Sure. You want me to zoom in?
Enhance.
I don't need.
Enhance.
Yeah.
Enhance.
Oh shit! Oh
Enhance.
shit! Wait, this is good. Wait, this is nice.
That's good.
All right. Wait, no, I don't want the white.
No,
stick.
this is too much.
No, this is good. This is good. Scroll down. Just scroll down a little bit.
Scroll down.
Oh wait,
You've also got to think about the stream. Yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Zoom out one.
Yeah.
Zoom out one.
Zoom out one. Oh, I'm
Maybe we
sorry.
could do.
It came
we could do something
zoom
like
out one,
this.
yeah. No, A tier is like the only relevant one here.
The
big
creative.
brain.
Oh shit!
That's
You're a
nice.
streamer after all.
All right. Let's talk about this. Which ones are S tier contenders? Let's just go over
I
them.
put
Dow's
I
S tier
think Kaguya.
contender.
Dal and Kaguya. Dal and
Fate,
Kaguya.
Kaguya.
Fate. Sure, I'll put Fate. Slime for Ryan. I think Ryan would want to heavily argue this.
Adventure Time.
I was gonna say Slime has potential. I
Adventure
don't.
Time, yeah.
I don't have enough experience against or with it right now
In
with the
there.
new set. So.
I think Konosuba is still better.
Some people
than
want to
Slime.
talk about it.
So if you put Slime there, I would put Konosuba there.
I think I'm allowed to have a say.
I don't.
in
I wouldn't
something.
put anything else up there.
If you
Yo,
guys are
I
allowed
think
to have a
Zero is
say,
like a top.
I think I'm allowed to have a say, bro. Suck a bag of lollipops. I'm in.
A tier doesn't, or AT doesn't belong in S tier. Move
Yeah.
that trash out of it now.
AT in A is solid, but it's lacking.
Guys. All right, that's fine. Okay,
mid-game.
you know what? You know what? That's fine, guys.
No. I agree. Put it in S tier.
Wait, bro,
I'm
you
a-
actually agree?
If there was a regional tomorrow, I would play Adventure Time.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
same.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
Broderick with
so-
the assist,
Do it.
the alley-oop.
I mean, I did play AT at the most recent event, and I did top with it, and I lost because I didn't pay attention because it was so late.
I wasn't paying
Against
attention to the
Yumin.
game, so I
The
didn't
sun
know
was in
either.
the sun was in your eyes.
You mean the Christian Slayer? How does it
Yeah,
feel
Dude,
to slay
dude,
Christian?
Dude, I heard him say direct, and I didn't refresh counter, and then I look at his board, and he like fronted.
Did I say direct?
I heard direct. I don't know if you said direct, but
I
like
don't-
in my
I
mind,
don't-
I heard direct, and I didn't
like-
look at your board.
If I said
See
I'm
which
sorry,
card
but I'm
you
pretty
attack
sure
with.
I didn't.
Yeah, whatever. It was really late for me, so I just heard direct and then like misplayed the counter.
I didn't
Um,
even know I was
Which
versing Christian.
which doesn't even
Like,
it doesn't even like guarantee me to win or anything. It just makes it like makes me have a chance.
I don't know,
Whatever.
you kinda-
Doesn't matter.
You
Hey,
kind of got
guys.
unlucky in that
Hey,
game.
guys, wait.
The
Hey,
final
guys.
turn,
Yeah.
you ate like
Hey, guys.
3, and you had like bottom 2 climaxes or something.
Oh well. I think AT is a good deck. I don't think it's like one of the best decks.
Yeah, I would keep AT in A tier, but I wouldn't put it in S tier.
Alright, well. Thanks, Free Puppy, for sale for the follow.
Wait, wait.
Free puppies for sale.
Uh,
If it's free, then it's not for sale.
sure, you know what, Broderick? You and me could just win all the events and these guys can do what they want. Mellow Master, thank
I
you for
think
the follow.
AT's S tier though.
You think it's S tier?
I think it's S tier.
Yes! My boy!
Wait, are we
Good.
tied now? Are we? I haven't said anything.
Yeah, we're
I'm not
tied.
even kidding.
We're tied.
8 standby is a good deck.
Wait, 8 standby AT? What the fuck?
No,
What's that, Christian? Let me get your
Dude,
fucking...
Yo, you
Why
stop,
do I
please.
have to
Let me
like
get you
sit
right
with
here
these people
so I
in a
can
call?
teabag your ass! Oh, fuck,
I'm
wrong
playing
way.
A choice.
You wait, when are we
Get
playing some
fucked,
games?
dude!
I wanna get some
Get
I'll
Eight
see all of you
standby
on
AT.
YouTube because obviously we're getting TOS now. Thanks, UI.
Wait, actually?
No, but you tend to be going overboard. So can we continue the conversation?
Dude, you said this was gonna be a PG-13 stream and then you pull this shit. Actual cancel
Dude,
worthy.
it's just for content, bro. I'm a very serious guy, but this is...
Hashtag cancel UA.
Serious guy yet does that.
The
Nice.
stream is too old for you, man.
I have a 6-year-old watching the stream.
Oh,
I
no.
know.
6-year-old
I'm
watching.
sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Uh-oh. Oh no, you
Wait, that's not possible. I've sworn so many times. Why would you let your 6-year-old... Oh, well, I'm JK. Thank goodness. I apologize to your 6-year-old. I also have my child watching this. He's actually on the stream,
Okay.
you and Kim, you know? So...
Who's the child?
Man, maybe I should have just gone and played League instead of this. I'd have a much better experience.
Yeah, well, okay. So playing League is like an even bigger waste of time.
Okay,
That's
so
my
let's
point.
get into this. These guys don't want. Human wants ATS tier.
All right, so
I'm the vote, right? I'm the vote.
Well, Broderick was gonna say something.
No, actually, it's
Well,
like
no.
3 people right now.
You
So
would
if you
be-
say no, then
Yeah,
it's
you would
just split
tie it.
even.
because there's 3 Ford and S tier.
No, it's human. Oh wait.
And UA.
Oh, you're right. Currently, the...
Personally,
oh,
I might get flamed,
Wait,
but
but
I
I'm
would
still
remove
deciding.
slime and put 80 instead.
Oh, I think slime in A tier is perfectly fine. I don't think it's
Yeah.
that
Like
good.
slime
Well,
is
it is good. I also don't
slime
have
die
enough
for
experience
18,
against like
yeah.
both of the new builds. I think the old build is actually definitely not S tier. It's like worse than a lot of the A tier decks, I think.
Yeah.
But I think both like the 8 standby and the 8 choice deck are both like
I think they're very
80
solid.
could
Better
be in
than the
A's
old
S
deck.
tier instead of
Yes.
slime. Personally, I think.
So what's the
I think
conclusion? Sorry.
Konosuba is like a big question mark.
Yeah,
It's
Konosuba.
like Konosuba is like the coin flip deck.
Dude,
If
every
you want to
time
like coin flip
play
your way to
okay.
victory,
Swap 18 Konosuba. There you go. All right, whatever.
By the way,
Yeah,
Konosuba's
whenever I play
really
against
good against like all the standby
they
decks.
just
I just want to be
they
very
just
clear about that.
Fumio stack swap me or stack swap Fumio me, and then I die randomly. That's how every
Okay, so-
Konosuba goes
so
against me.
the thing is like out of all of these decks, the deck I least want to face in any tournament is always Konosuba.
Mhm.
So I don't know what that makes it, but it's like a very oppressive deck in some degree.
No, I never want to play that deck.
I
Just 'cause you
think
can flip.
No, I think Konosuba is A tier. Actually.
It
I
does. It
I
actually
think
is really good.
Konosuba is A tier as well, but for me, the biggest thing about Konosuba is it's not even the combo of stock swaps from Fumio. Yes, it exists. I think it's really just the fact that Fumio, being a 2 climax Fumio, is the threatening situation.
Well, it's stock swap Fumio and a really cost efficient way of just dealing a lot of extra damage. There's like a lot of pieces there that all work together to create like this obnoxious mess that you can't play around.
Yes, but what is the condition for sticking all of that extra damage into a compressed deck, and that's Fumio. So the Fumio is what ties it all together. Stock swap doesn't necessarily do it.
Yeah, but 7
It's the
stock is like
Fumio.
easy. I think 7 stock is pretty easy for Konosuba, but sure.
True, you're
I
not
think-
wrong, but it's just
No,
the fact that the Fumio
'Cause,
is
like
what
Kun
ties it all
said,
together.
like, stock swap Fumio burn 5. Yeah, sure. Fumio is obviously each part of that puzzle is important to like the puzzle.
Yes.
If you just have Fumio burn 5, Fumio stock swap, and then like nothing to take advantage of it, it's also like not that oppressive.
I don't think Konosuba.
But I'm
dominates
fine with
any
putting
matchup.
Konosuba in A. I don't think it dominates any matchup. It just like makes everything a coin flip. I think Konosuba is like the deck that goes even against everything,
It kind of dominates like stuff like Dal.
which probably
like I
doesn't
mentioned,
make it an S tier deck.
stuff like
I mean,
Dal. They want
Does it
to.
dominate now?
Yeah, because I told you the way you want to play Kurumis, like the best way to play Kurumis is to have like ability to hard encore it. You know, leverage the fact that it's cheap, so you can convert your stock into a second turn of it. And like stuff like Konosuba, when they Mega Man combo you, they'll just kick him to clock, and you can never get him again.
Well, they also have the bottom deck.
No, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's like,
Well, like, what about the rest of the game? Before that?
stuff like
Yeah,
I mean,
the-
it's just really good
The
against.
Adachi is actually really annoying for Konosuba to deal with, like regardless of build. If it's like yellow build or red build, both builds really hate the Adachi.
I just think across the board, it's pretty good against all standby decks for that same reason. It's not just Kurumi that. Okay, yeah, it's kind of just Kurumi because the stock leveraging part of it, but like it just get like against Kaguya too. You kick all the Kaguyas to clock, and the deck suddenly just has no actual
Well,
finisher.
Kaguya has the flexibility.
Kaguya can actually one
to
tap,
do
right?
other things, right?
So that's a bit of a difference.
I mean, Kaguya can also just like
Well,
Also,
rely on the
Palm is
pocket
saying something,
more
Chris.
if it has to, you know. It has other cards that are good against Konosuba, right? Like
That is true.
Pocket cards,
Konosuba
like,
can
counter
side
foreclosure.
standby
Yeah,
card.
Konosuba can't. Like, it's hard to. I think it's gonna be hard to foreclosure at the counter step against Kaguya. Especially because Kaguya's gonna be winning board too. If
Okay.
Kaguya were so easily countered, it would just wouldn't be an S tier deck, right? Like,
The thing is,
I think all these S tier decks have really, really good cards.
Konosuba can also
at
like
every level.
build itself. I think one advantage I don't know, is it even an advantage? Konosuba is like a bunch of builds, and people, I don't think people still don't really agree what's the best Konosuba build, and like you can tech Konosuba to probably have a better matchup against like every single one of the decks that you're targeting, if you want to.
But you have to choose.
But you have to choose, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's.
I kind of feel bad though if AT's S tier and Konosuba is like, cause
Okay,
No,
then,
AT is not
let's
S.
downgrade. Let's downgrade
Okay.
AT then. Let's
No.
go
Yeah.
down with the
Dude,
power.
I think
Okay, so-
Slime is actually
so-
the worst out of all 6 of these
Take-
decks, by the way.
Yeah, same. I
I'll
think so
put
too.
Slime
Yeah,
in A and
I
Konosuba
think-
in S.
Yeah, I don't think. I honestly don't think Slime and AT. Just put Slime and AT in S. Have
I mean-
3 in A. Have 3 S tier decks, and
I
it's
wish Ryan was
How
here to
much
give some
experience do
counter-arguments.
all of you have
Yeah.
against the new slime set?
Okay, go.
fine. Limited experience.
I have
So
not
you
played
can't
against.
play. We can only speculate where it is.
Yeah, I'm not saying I know for sure where Slime is. I've played against like
I
Both
honest.
I've played
I've
less
heard-
against 8 choice. Oh, I've
I
played
think
less
8
against
choice
8
is really strong. I really think 8 choice is really strong. I think the 8 standby deck is perfectly fine as well. Which one's stronger, I don't know. Both of them are competitively viable.
Yeah.
I think Slime is one of the top decks right now in Japanese, or sets right now in Japanese. I'll be wholly honest. I think
mean-
it's one of the top.
Even some Japanese people don't even put it in top 5. They're like you know that video of like the guy who put the top 5 side by side, played those he didn't have Slime in there. No? Am I tripping, or did he have Slime?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
There's a
don't,
video
I don't
someone
remember
made-
if it had Slime, but I wouldn't really put like much stock into like the video of this one group of people. It's like the same with the one guy who made like the meta tier list, and it's really just his local shop meta. It doesn't really matter.
No,
I
we're doing
think-
current sets. Well, to answer chat, we're for Sao and Slime, we're front loading in
including
the set
new
twos.
sets.
Yeah,
we're
including
we're
the set
including
twos.
like everything announced. I think
Tier list is provided by Kevin from Wild Wild Weiss. If he wants to link his tier list in the chat, that'd
it's
be really
on
cool. So
it's on
people
the
can make
tier
their
list
own.
maker.
Yeah, or you can go on tier list
Yeah, it's-
maker. But Kevin from Wild Wild Weiss, you know, we collaborate with this guy quite frequently. Really cool guy, good friend of mine. So yeah, just check out his tier list. My thing about TSK, Patrick, I had the pleasure of playing against this a few times. You know, 8 choice and all the like. Albeit in the weak release, so people are a bit weaker on the deck, like play wise. You know, I played against a guy who whiffed level 1 combo, but like I said, I don't want to talk too much about that. But for me, a preface to 8 standby, like a very important piece of 8 standby, is free fresh counter. It's like me and Tom both agree that free fresh counter or money counter is like an essential part of an 8 standby deck. This one doesn't have it, so it's like it has insane compression though because of the level 1 combo. So you know that's kind of cool, but it just doesn't have free fresh counter. Free fresh counter is so
Insane compression
valuable.
is like
Eight
asterisk,
standby.
right? Because of the way the combo works, where if you trigger a standby early, you're just like playing without that climax for the rest of the game.
kind of. Yeah.
So it's also the fact that the version you played against UA on stream and the version that's been coming out, and this is something I've been thinking honestly days about within the past week.
Okay.
It plays 4 of the 2/2 Geld, the card that honestly we all sort of looked at and laughed at, and I think it was rated a 1-star on the review.
The field
That
counter?
card is played. Yes, that card is played at 4 of in the standby deck
yeah, I played
because
against
of
that
what
build.
it provides.
I've played
And
against
the
that
fact-
build. It was
You ain't
strong.
played against Geld.
I've played against Geld. It's strong,
Yeah.
but I was able to play in a way. Now I did make a couple mistakes. I wasn't used to playing against that card. It's not been in the meta for a while, but there are like for AT especially, I can run over each Geld that's on the board. Like Geld is like an irrelevant power for AT, for example. It just doesn't matter as a power line. And it's a bit powerful against Dal. I think Dal has trouble running over Geld, but Kaguya also has the green dude. Geld is basically useless. Bait, I think, just doesn't care about Geld, unless Chris.
So I understand the weakness of Geld, especially at level 2, but it's more of the fact of what it brings to the field at level 1. It allows your level 1 board to survive, also because you can pull off the play of sacking the Geld, then 3-costing it back to the field for whatever you want to do, whether it stays as an attacker or whether you use it as another field counter. But it can pay out those climaxes that you trigger. If you go double combo at level 1, trigger 2 standbys, a single Geld on the board pays out the climaxes that you trigger while you still generate stock positively in that turn.
Yeah, sure.
So the Geld allows you to manipulate your resources if you really need to, and if not, offers you board presence at level 1, which you can roll into level 2. Now, whether your opponent can answer that at level 2 is a different situation. But there's things that the player base is still working through with this new set in determining how strong it really is into the meta. Granted, English versus Japanese. English is a completely different monster. So I'm not entirely sure yet, but I don't think it's something we can really count out, especially when the other decks at level 1 in S tier, the only one that may contest it is Dal, but even then Geld beats
AT.
level 1 Dal.
AT, the Geld is a joke. You literally cannot pass AT's power line at 1 with, like, if you have Geld. It's, like, impossible. Because Geld makes your 1s into 9Ks, or your other Geld 11-5, AT passes all that power. It's, like, free for AT. Yeah, it's, like, pretty easy.
At level 1?
Yeah, at level 1. Yeah. The 2-1, global 15.
Okay, you're talking strictly
like, you guys just don't
standby,
fucking know this
right?
deck. Like, I'm actually getting fucking mad, because it's fucking wasting my time if you don't know the fucking deck, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, it's fucking cringe. Like, I'm actually getting kind of pissed off.
I think the deck control is a big concern for 8 standby, which is why if I had to
I'm joking.
back Slime in S tier, I would throw my hat. Oh.
Batch, are you okay? You look kind of like, that's why it doesn't sound bad.
I think Slime has good enough tools to give it deck speed. I don't
well,
think it's much of an
it's not
issue.
about deck speed. It's not about deck speed. It's about control. It's about control.
But
speed is one thing. Control is another.
About having the deck speed at the opportune moment
at the
and
right
using
time.
it without like fucking up
refresh
your own
counter is
resources.
super important because
what do you
I think refresh counters. I mean, okay, I don't really want to go over why refresh counters are so good in 8 standby, but I think there's just a lot of reasons why I feel more comfortable backing a choice as opposed to 8 standby. If I had to back Slime at all in S tier.
Yeah, I would also agree with that.
I understand the idea of a free fresh counter, but the fact that new Slime in the standby build has the Brainstorm, that at level 2 your primary standby target is the level 3 Millum, gives you a free mill. Yes, it's no, you don't neg a card. You discard a card, you kill the Brainstorm, and then you check top 3 or 4 for a character. So you get that card back. It's net even on card generation, gives you mill, can control your deck at that point as well to get you into a better state without necessarily putting you to refresh. Yes, you can put yourself to refresh to get you into a deck state if you need it that way, but the fact that you have that available free mill with the new Brainstorm is also something to consider.
I mean, every deck has that though. Every deck has free mill or like reasonable mill during the main phase. But like the reason why refresh counters are so good is because they are not only like they offer the control during the attack phase, so you can react to bad triggers, react to, you know, deck states that are poorly created in like during whatever your opponent does during their turn. They're also a heal, right? It does so much for, I think, it offers so much for what I think a field-based 8 standby deck wants to do, that I think like any standby deck that does not have that tool, there has to be a lot of stuff that it has over the other standby decks for it to like, for that kind of, you know, disparity.
I think Slime has like a bunch of cards that other standby decks don't, that make it like a valid choice. I just don't think the deck is necessarily up there.
Right. I mean, the question isn't whether you would choose it for tournament, right? The question is whether it belongs in S tier.
What's the best deck out of Slime with set 2?
It's either 8 choice or 8 standby.
I think 8 choice
probably leaning more towards 8 choice.
Yeah.
Because I haven't played against either of those decks.
Yeah. I'm okay. Okay, I'm okay with putting it in S because even in Japan it's even experimental, right? So like, fair enough. I think.
So I think putting it in S is somewhat like being a bit presumptuous in that people don't really there's not really a figured out build. There's not really a figured out position for it in the meta. It might be S, it might be A. It's a good deck. Is it one of the best decks? Nobody really knows for now.
Yeah, I agree with the presumptuous part, and I think it is the deck that can definitely shift down a tier if that's what it ends up being.
It could be S, it could be A. It's a good deck.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now I see it as like top 5, not including like the new sets with just set 1, and then if it gets a second set, it's only going to get better from there. But I don't know too much through it.
I think the set 1 deck is actually like very low A tier. I don't think that deck actually holds up with the modern.
I feel like
decks
it would
that we're
all the
getting
conversations get easier if I take the L and put AT and A. Well, it's not even me. It's me, Broderick, and Yumin taking the L and putting it in A. But it would make every conversation easier. I want to get Ryan's valuable input.
Honestly,
into
I would prefer just having a 3 deck S tier. I'm actually fine with removing Dal from S tier, but I know everyone else isn't. So.
Well, okay. So hypothetically, if you remove Dao, what is your 3 S tier? It's these 3.
It's Kaguya, Fate, and then either Slime or AT.
Not Konosuba? Really? Okay. So Konosuba's confirmed.
No, not
A.
Konosuba.
Oh no, I wouldn't put Konosuba
Yeah.
top in S tier.
And
Konosuba is like the best A tier deck for me because I never want to face it, but I also realized that Konosuba doesn't have like very good matchups. It just goes even against everything, which I'm not sure is something you want out of a S tier deck.
all right. Okay. Sure, that's fair. I just want. Does anyone in the call actually disagree that Slime is going to be the best? I'm not Slime. Kaguya is going to be the best deck when it comes out because that's how I feel.
No,
Uh,
I think Fate is gonna be by far the best deck.
Really.
Yumin, what do you think?
I think Kaguya is best deck in English after it comes out.
Let's
for
go. Let's
sure.
go around in a circle because I'm Kaguya best deck, Patrick, and then
I don't know. Honestly, it's between, for me, it's either Dal or Kaguya. I don't have enough experience against Kaguya to really put 2 cents into that.
Come to me later.
Sure. Yumin.
Or for me,
Okay, for
Sorry,
okay,
I'm going in order.
Kaguya,
Patrick, my bad.
I do have Kaguya and JP. After playing it, it beats like it can reasonably and fairly beat most standby decks, which is the insane amount of power it gets at level like for the targets. And that's arguably, in my opinion, the best level 0 lineup in any set.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I mean, English Fate actually kind of rivals it because it doesn't
Yeah, the
get
Avenger.
ban listed,
think-
but
I think English Fate is better, but
I think the Kaguya,
Yeah.
like it has a really good level 0 game. Level 1 game could be supported by standby.
I mean the level 0 game.
Level 2
sorry.
game
I
is
didn't
really
mean-
strong when you can standby out the
Yeah.
Kaguyas and play the Clock Kicker, which is
Yeah.
pretty much just a free condition. Experience 4 more is not that hard. And a good finisher. I think Kaguya is the best deck in English when it comes out.
We have Broderick. What do you think?
for Kaguya, I know it's like top 5. I played against it a few times. I don't know if it's the best deck, but it is definitely one of the better decks.
what would you think is the best deck? Just like if you had to pick one, I think. That's the
Well,
question.
I don't know
Or
about
do you just want to
Slime Set
abstain?
2. Well, I can't pick because I haven't played against Slime 2 enough. I haven't played against Heaven's Field 2, and I haven't played against Kaguya enough.
Sure.
So I don't know about those 3 decks.
Sure.
Patrick. Sorry, not Patrick. Rod, you think Dao deserves to stay in S though? Because I remember you creamed my ass, and that was my first day playing Dao, so I was like playing kind of wonky. But you like creamed my ass.
Dal is one of the better decks. It definitely carries a lot of the bad players at my locals, and that's just from the power level of the deck.
Okay. So, sure. S.
Yeah, I think it is definitely top 5. Like without the new sets, I would put it AT, Konosuba, and then Dal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. Without the new sets, AT, Konosuba, and Dal are the 3 best decks. Yeah. Without the new sets, and with the new sets, I would just put Fate as best, and then Kaguya second best probably, and then the third is like a bit up in the air. Might be Dal, might be Slime.
Roderick, do you think AT or Konosuba is better? Which one? Because I kind of want to know if Konosuba should go down to A. Like, if we make a top 5, which is S, is Konosuba the one that gets cut?
Personally, Yes, I would put Adventure Time better than Konosuba.
Okay.
Okay, so I kind of disagree with like the Adventure Time thing, but isn't Slime like the more contentious one because Slime has not had its time to be figured out or whatever,
But like,
and Slime is like. I'm not sure if the current builds are actually like good enough to call them S tier, but like the potential is there.
It's just hard to say, right? There are a lot of,
yeah.
there's a lot of concepts
Chan,
in Slime.
and Chan is an advocate for Slime.
I think
And he put the
Slime
most with that
definitely
deck.
has the cards for an S tier deck. I just don't know if it has the deck for an S tier deck.
I think I'm fine with A choice, as you know,
Yeah, sure.
being an S tier deck. I'm down. I'm down with that.
that deck is really good. The finisher is like,
Yeah, I think it's
Really
really good too.
I mean, I'm not sure if the finisher is like the
Finisher's
really
pretty
good one,
good.
but yeah,
Finisher's pretty good.
it's
Come on, dude. It's
it's
pretty,
efficient.
it's pretty
it's
good. I
efficient.
mean, yeah, but it is really, it's like really efficient. It is not only resource efficient, it is also hand efficient. Because like you don't like the sculpting, like it's just so easy, you know.
true.
So it is efficient in a lot of ways that like a lot of finishers are not.
Yeah, it's efficient in a lot of ways, but it also
compare it to
finishes like in the
Kaguya,
worst
right?
way possible, right?
Compared to Kaguya, for example.
Yeah, no,
Right,
like
like-
it's very efficient to like use and pull off and everything, but it's also like finishing in the worst way possible, which is like more attacks, right?
I mean, you can also just
Because
do it over turns pretty easily, right? I think it's not that hard.
you can do it over turns, but you need to like get the CX multiple times. Which is...
That's not hard. I don't think it's that hard.
Do you play any check X cards? No, right?
I mean, you could just save markers, right?
Sure.
Like the level assist is really like the level
Yeah.
assist is an important
Level
part of
assist.
the entire.
Yeah,
like,
but sure. If you save the markers for that, sure. Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
We already
At
have
a
Slime
certain
and
point, you
S.
are.
Like, do you guys want me to put it in
It's-
number 1 or something? Like, is Wibs lobbying for
No.
number 1?
I'm fine with putting in like a bottom of S because like I there's a lot of stuff that's like new that I'm not sure. I can't confidently like I think that goes for everybody here, right? We're not.
Yeah.
We're,
By the
like,
way, if
we're
Chris,
100% sure.
I'm not
where
100%
it
sure.
goes.
If Chris, if you want to make it a top 3, you just put down TSK and AT down, and that would be your FS,
Yeah.
KGL, DL. But
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think like, for me personally, I think Fate is the best deck, and then everything else just is like below that.
Tom knows my opinions on
I actually
Fate.
don't think they belong in the same tier.
I don't think.
But that's just me, right?
Don't think 1k1 decks are like the way to play the game unless they specifically can counter 8 standby. And Fate is unfortunately a 1k1 deck that doesn't specifically counter 8 standby.
It just ignores 8 standby.
It kind of just ignores. But it's not
Oh, you know.
I mean, you kind of beat 8 standby at like level 2.
There are ways you can play into standby matchups that make it a little easier, I think.
Also, like, I mean, the
Um,
1-0 Sakura is kind of bad into standby matchups, but the 1-0
No,
Rin like beats over it for free, right? Beats over the 1-1s for free.
Bruh, I watched you play the card against Tom, and your field was Shuro front row, 4k attacker, and 1 of the combo, bro.
Are we talking about Fate now?
I-
How's Fate ignore 8 standby? So one of my running theories about how 8 standby wins games against Global Soul is if the Global Soul deck cannot keep playing climaxes and keep hand. And Fate does both. Fate plays Global Soul whenever it wants to, and it keeps hand quite easily. And it functions it can even function fairly well on low resources. Unlike a lot of these decks, actually.
It also
Um,
like keeps staying compressed and has a better finisher than 8
Yeah.
standby, and actually has better swings than standby, because standby needs to keep 2 soul characters on board to actually like keep its advantage, whereas Fate can just swing for 2 soul like every time, and 8 standby decks swing for like 3 plus trigger.
Yeah, and then I just think the game plan is strong enough to. There are enough ways Fate can win enough lanes over turns that I think the game plan works in a lot of matchups, even against 8 standby decks. So, I think
I'm okay with Fate being the best deck. I don't mind it. Like honestly,
I would give the slight edge to Fate. Yeah, that's my answer. That's my final.
Patrick,
answer.
you're
I give the
unsure,
slight edge to
right?
Fate.
Patrick, you're unsure, but I think Patrick wants to even suggest that potentially TSK is the best deck. Correct? Am I speaking on the line here?
I'm not saying it's the best deck. I'm not saying it's the best deck.
But
I don't know if it's the best deck.
But are you comfortable with how we position these 5? Somewhat.
I don't know enough about Fate, but I'll trust those who do. So, yeah.
I don't know much about Fate either.
For me, it's more of like a matchup thing. I think it does decently well against standby matchups, and it has a lot of really good matchups that are not 8 standby. Whereas I think a lot of the standby decks have some pretty bad matchups. Right. And there are going to be a lot of decks gunning to, beat a lot of these standby decks at their own game, whether it's on power or like damage or whatever, right?
Or like
Fate
8 wins.
Isn't really affected. Yeah, and Fate isn't really affected by any of that.
Yeah.
That's the advantage it has.
Fate is like, because Kaguya and Dal are both board focused, they both can be attacked in different ways, and most decks have like ways to attack board, but there's not really a deck that can actually attack Fate and Fate's game plan properly.
That's
I
fair.
think Konosuba is like the worst matchup for Fate.
Yeah, Konosuba is the worst matchup for Fate. Yeah.
But even that matchup can be
Look,
kind of a coin flip. So
I think Konosuba beats all 5 of these S tier decks, and that's why I don't understand why Konosuba is not S tier. Because it has a good matchup against Fate, and it beats every single standby deck because of, well, I don't want to over exaggerate, but 3-2 Megumin just kicks this shit to clock, right? It has impression.
it doesn't though. I mean, Konosuba loses before 3 though to like most of these decks, I think.
The thing is, like, the Aqua EP being so efficient and threatening to like perma remove cards with the bottom deck, and you not being like really like sad if the Aqua EP gets countered over because you didn't really invest that much. It's like a very easy out for you to like answer boards. It's like same, like you can just like Aqua EP, and if you have yellow you can do like Darkness EP, and then a Darkness EP can win a lane for sure. The Aqua EP can force a counter. There's just ways for Konosuba to like threaten boards, but I do agree to some sense that playing Konosuba always feels a bit like spinning the wheel, and sometimes you spin the hit and sometimes you whiff. It's, I don't know. I never feel safe playing Konosuba, and I never feel safe playing against Konosuba. Whereas if I play like Fate or Kaguya, I usually feel pretty safe.
Okay. Yumin, actually, question for you.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like AOT can be bumped 1 higher.
I think AOT is better than ReZero.
Okay, I'm down.
I don't think so.
Chris.
I also think Sunshine should be lower than MR.
Sunshine shouldn't be lower.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it should be
what
lower
MR
than MR.
No, I don't think so actually.
Dude,
I don't think so.
when's
I
the
think
MR
Sunshine might
winning
be like
matchup?
here, like no joke.
Like the style association one's like the one with.
Actually, Sao Alice is probably lower than like AOT and ReZero.
Yeah,
Let's
I
be
think so
real.
too. Like I don't want to say Sao. AOT
What
is
the
better than
fuck?
Sao.
What's wrong?
Dude, Sunshine sucks.
Says the guy who's lost to me in 3 straight games in tournaments. Okay.
I get fucked, nerd. Rod.
But okay.
What's
I
up?
want to make an argument about this.
Oh, sure.
Is AOT better than Sao?
No,
I don't think so.
no, I don't think so either.
Oh, is that what like the news said as well?
Yeah, we're talking
no,
about
okay,
standby
because
style
they-
post alicization. Yeah.
I thought that was just like
yeah,
only
8
Sao.
stand by Sao.
I think they're about the same. So
Did we already explain memory snow? Yes, we did.
Well, Memory Snow's in B, so the positioning could be a bit off because we didn't go too...
Sure. I mean, like,
For B decks, like I'm pretty sure they're all pretty similar.
fair.
They can be interchanged depending on matchup.
I just... What do you guys think of this ordering? Any glaring problems? I'm like concerned about the slime argument because I can at least be aware enough to say slime might be very, very good, but
I wouldn't put Dal in top 3.
What's up?
Oh shit.
I would put like Dal as 5th.
Twist.
You'll put Dallas 5th.
Yeah.
I don't think.
So
Dallas
I
is
also don't think
content.
Dal is really that great, but I'm also not sure if like AT and Slime are clearly better than Dal.
That's true. They're both like 8 standby decks with their own flavor, and TSK having it. You know what? I'm okay with TSK being 3rd because it has 2 builds that are both very worth discussing about. You know, I'm actually okay with it.
Sure.
And I'd probably be okay with this too. But I don't know. I think AT beats Dal at every single level. Like
We're not talking about. Well, head-to-head kind of matters.
Okay, but does AT beat like other decks that Dal can beat? Because Dal actually, like the field swap Adachi lets Dal win a lot of like games where AT would struggle comparatively.
That's true. The Adachi is really, really good and makes the
Adachi and like MLS if MLS. Also, Dal also doesn't have like the one deck, right? Dal also has like choice decks, which are
That's true.
basically ignore what the opponent's doing for the most part.
Rod, are you okay
And
with this
just
then?
gets by the sheer like degeneracy of like how pushed it's.
I don't know about the top 3 enough to like confidently say placing for those.
I like this actually more than this. So the only shift was down. TSK shifted. I like that actually, but yeah, I like that. Yumin, any prob? So I'm trying to juggle everyone to get their final say.
Well, I think I agree. Like, personally, I think Kaguya is best, but I don't know much about Fate in order for me to make a clear judgment here. So I'll go with what the other people have to say.
Yeah.
I think we should have like a couple Fate games on the channel.
Sure.
Since
Tom plays
apparently
Fate.
a lot of people don't have experience with like the new Fate stuff.
I'm playing the new Fate a lot on the channel actually.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
He can.
Wait, have I?
Yeah, you beat me quite a bit with it. Fate against Dal.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
It usually involves.
Like a month ago. Sure, yeah.
Sure. But it usually involves you hitting brainstorms.
Okay, but okay, sure. I mean, no.
Am I gaslighting?
Gaslighting a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's because I was able to contest board pretty consistently. I think the field swapper kind of throws a wrench into the early play game plan though. It's kind of annoying. It's actually just really hard. I don't know.
Or like, I agree. I think Fate is the premier 1k1 deck. I don't think anyone disagrees.
I think Kaguya can also just be a 8-1k1 deck, by the way. I think Choice Kaguya is just as good.
I don't know
No,
about that too. I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know about
Okay,
that.
I tested since okay, this is funny. When I got my Kaguya playset, I didn't want to play standby a lot because I just don't like standby that much. So I tried choice gate, and it just doesn't have that same amount of field presence to like how you could plus with the deck.
Oh yeah, but you have
combo
8
is-
plusing triggers, and you can just like sit on brains. Like when I play the deck, I always have the perfect hand and I have enough hand. It's
Well,
like
yeah, that's the
actually
problem. Not
really
every
hard
game's
with the
gonna be
deck
like
to
that.
not have max hand size.
I still think it's iffy, like, because with that kind of deck, you're more focused on the level 3 game and kind of building stock to kind of get
Yeah,
ahead.
of course. You're more leaning into the level 3 Kaguya, like triple level 3 Kaguya, and sometimes you can't get triple because you can't get 3 reverses. Because you can only push like 2 lanes to actually like really big numbers.
I just think, like, yeah, well, definitely, I hope you agree, but standby Kaguya is definitely better than choice Kaguya.
I don't actually agree, but I think they're both fine. I think choice is actually just as good.
Chris has.
I know a lot of people don't agree, but standby Kaguya has like different weaknesses compared to choice Kaguya, especially regarding like initial deck manipulation. But both decks are fine.
If I didn't test choice like gate, then I wouldn't like be saying this. But as a player that actually tested this and played this for about like 3 months, I can definitely say standby is better than choice.
Well, I'm a player that also tested this, has this deck, played this a lot, and I can say I disagree.
Alright,
So
I mean, this is getting.
it is what it is.
Yeah, this is gonna be circular. I'm okay with this. I actually like this quite a bit. I think so people like, complain about long tier list thing. Like if you're not exhausting and fighting about stuff on the tier list, you're not doing it right, in my opinion. If everyone's just sucking their thumbs and agreeing with each other, like
About the content.
yeah, it's for the content first and foremost, and I'm okay with this actually. And, like I think Patrick didn't get a final say, but he's currently gone. So Patrick, are you there?
I'm always here. I have my headset on.
All right, you have any final thoughts? I feel like you wanted to say some stuff.
No, I've really said what I wanted to about slime. I don't have as much information as someone who has played with it or against it recently. The top decks that are there, I can understand why they're there. I'm not really against them. The order to me doesn't really matter that much. As a player, at this point, we're discussing the possibility of strength of these decks in a tournament-based environment. So the higher up on the list they are, not only are the higher potential they have to do well over a tournament period of time, but it can also represent possibility of representation. So I'm fine with where the decks are right. Yes, but I'm fine with where the decks are right now in an overall sense of this is what we would expect to see with results and representation with these current sets.
I think if you go by representation, I think Dal just gets first because like what you should expect, like Dal should be first because Dal is a single set that's like very easy for people to buy, whereas Fate needs old cards. Kaguya when it comes out is also going to be like easily accessible, so that's something you're going to see more of.
As I said, it's both representation and results.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not arguing where they're placed. So please don't get my words mixed up. I specifically said what I did, so that way it was clear.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Suba. People always talk about Suba kill potential, but that's all the deck really has going for it. It's just all about the conversation's always about the 2 game and the end game, but it has a pretty crappy early game, guys. Like it's probably the worst.
So the level 0 of Konosuba is actually the worst out of like. Well, okay, maybe not the worst. There's actually some not that great.
Oh no, level 1
in A tier.
game, the level 1 combos are like a bit lacking for both, like Union and the Mega Man combo.
Well, there's also the Darkness, by the way. That's a pretty good level.
Or like the salvage itself, right?
No, it's salvage or search.
Yeah, salvage or
one of the
search
trans
the
pieces.
targets.
That's a pretty decent combo, but yeah, in general the early game is just comparatively lacking because you don't have Ricky, you don't have clean cut, you don't have like a really good oversized like a 35 center runner. It's just like comparatively mediocre. Especially because it misses like the 35 drop search that JP has.
I'm just quickly doing D tier for people. This is my opinion of D tier.
Alright, what's the worst deck?
I think the worst deck in English.
I'm pretty sure the worst deck is Kill or Monogatari.
I think it's actually just Kill. That deck is horrible. Like no meme.
No, I think it's Bakey.
Which one do you think it is?
Bakey.
AT?
Bakey Monogatari.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I said AT.
Yeah, it's
I'm
either
like,
Bake
nice
or
pivot,
Kill.
bro.
I don't know which one.
Like Bakey, all it does is its endgame is play vanilla heals.
Yeah, but Kill endgame is play vanilla Musashis, and the problem is like Kill doesn't have a mid. It actually doesn't have cards it can play at level 1 and 2.
Okay,
Oh, it's so bad.
we can wrap
Dude,
this up.
I swear Bakemonogatari
Right.
playing like the 2-1 vanilla with the bonder that gives it power is better than anything Kill can play.
Guys, okay, we're gonna wrap this up though. So we can go into Q&As for a bit. We could talk, chat. You can ask questions. We could talk about this list with the guys
Okay,
here.
I'm actually. I think I'm gonna sign off because it's like 5
just
AM.
know that all the flame, if we insult each other, that's always in good fun. If we flamed any of you guys, which I don't know if we did, probably not.
I mean, Christian definitely flamed. Wait, you definitely flamed European players.
Dude,
Someone did.
I just said that European
was
average is
stating
abysmally
facts.
low.
He
That's not
wasn't-
flame. That's fact. It's different. You gotta differentiate flame and fact, right? Flaming is kind of like debatable.
Yui, you've lost all money matches against me so far, so I would be careful with
You're
what you're
not
saying.
the European average, genius. I said the European average player. Like, chill. You're on the strictly broken TCG team, bro.
Also, if you really want to put yourself in equal points to UA, neither of you have beaten me in a tournament. So, sorry, but results do speak.
Yeah, but you also haven't been to Worlds 3 times in a row, so.
Oh shit!
Wait,
You're right
I'm
about
also
that.
in
Is
that
that a
camp.
money? Is that a money match I smell?
Always money match.
Yo, at
but,
Worlds, I'd gladly money match. Unfortunately, I
Oh,
wasn't there in
shit.
2019, but
Smell the game.
Wait, wasn't it 2020? Weren't you there at 2019?
no, I was there 2018. 2018 into 2019, yes. 2019 into 2020, no.
Yeah. Okay. So before I go, UA sucks. Is there anything else I want to say? Not really.
What about your code, dude?
Shoutouts.
Don't you have a discount code?
Oh, my discount code is.
I can't even shill properly.
Yeah, wait, we don't have discount codes anymore. But my discount code was funny.
Okay, well.
Oh yeah, let's shout out the legacy format. Strictly Broken TCG, in partnership with Dan's Ranch Trios, is going to be hosting a Legacy 2012 Weiss tournament in end of July, early August. The official date will be announced sometime within the next couple of weeks. It's super exciting. You get to play some really cool old decks. Zero no Tsukaima, Old School Idol Master, Bakemonogatari. Help me list a few more. You had Railgun, Broken Railgun, you know, it was just fresh off the ban list. Grisaya Full Power.
Disgaea.
Grisaya.
Grisaya.
Disgaea Full Power. It's gonna be super exciting. It's gonna be in late July, early August. I think everyone here is interested in
Milky was
playing.
relevant too, right? In this format? Milky was relevant too, I think, in this format as well.
I frankly
I don't even know what cards Milky has in that format.
That's the plug,
That's
guys.
like the bondable healer is like the really big.
I think the main decks were Railgun, Angel Beats, and the last one that I'm forgetting. Oh, Rewrite.
And we can go into Q&As. So after this, yeah. It was a little bit chaotic, but that was what we were thriving off of. I know some people don't like it being chaotic, but I fucking love watching when people are just going at it in each other's throats, you know? So, in fact, I thought we could have had more of that even. But it is what it is, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Chris, Human, Tom, Patrick, and Broderick. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Chad, for being here. We had over 115 concurrent viewers at one point, making it our second biggest stream of all time. Yeah.